Your Honor, wait up. Hold up, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Oh shit, objection.
Yeah, we all have an objection to this. We all have an objection to this. But at least you said it, you know.
Oh god, it's not. He's not gonna show it.
You don't shit in some guy's bed. It's just not messed up.
There's no way it's not gonna show it, right? Does this video show it or not? No, 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 no. Okay, alright, good. It doesn't, okay.
I hope so.
He says he looked at it on his
Amber Alert. Oh no. Amber Alert. Oh no. These guys are such assholes. Jesus Christ. That's the first thing that comes to your mind. You're such an asshole. Amber Alert. Amber Alert. Oh no. Poop warning. Poop warning. Amber Alert. Oh no. Oh no.
It was it.
It was a piece of shit in my bed. Just say it.
It was a photograph of the bed, our bed. And on my side of the bed.
They need to cut to Amber again. Please cut to Amber again. What he's saying this. Please cut to Amber
Was
again.
human
please.
fecal matter.
Human fecal matter.
So I
Look at his face.
It's intensely embarrassing, this. I can't believe he was put through this. It's abuse. It's abuse. All of this shit. It's abuse. It's some form of abuse. It's who we are to each other as humans anymore. We need it. We need relationships like this where we beat the fuck out of each other and shit in each other's beds. Because we're all just a bunch of fucking monkeys anyways. As unfortunate as it is, you know.
He knows how fucking stupid it is. Like, he just knows. He's like, yeah. The fuck's wrong with you? How the fuck not? Yeah, human fecal matter. Like, he can't even say it in a normal way. Like, he says it.
Well, yeah, but if he doesn't say it like that, they're gonna ask what he meant. You know, they're like, well, you know, if he doesn't say it in this scientific manner, they're gonna have an issue with the words he chooses. She had taken a shit in my bed. He can't say it like that.
Like this, like the fucking.
She had pooped in my bed. You know, that's. They're gonna be like, what? No, if you say there was human fecal matter, if you state it scientifically, that's kind of what this legal process is. It's sort of scientific, you know. It's. Oh jeez, those things hurt. Launch for self, right? Oh, you hurt me, yeah. Launch for self. Where is it though? Why is it way down there? You're hurting me very badly. Please hurry up and find this. I don't know where it is, so we're just going to orbit. Why are you way the fuck down there? I don't know, just orbit. Nope, mobile tracking unit, orbit 5. There you go. God damn it, man. There you go. Very good. And then pop the obliterator. I don't like how up close it feels like you're getting your ass kicked, you know? Because I kind of am. I kind of am getting my ass kicked right now. Yeah, they're like, you're taking a lot of hits, you know. I am, but I don't know.
The scientific way to like fucking to like.
She left DNA sprinkled fecal matter in my place of sleep.
Distance himself from the fact that this actually happened.
I can't believe she shot the bed on this. You know, it used to be a figure of speech, but she actually literally shot the bed on this. Oh God.
So I understood
You
why.
can't make up. Life is always the truth is always stranger than fiction. It's just weird.
It wasn't a good time to go down there.
It wasn't a good time to go down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
My initial response to that
Was like, okay. Yeah. Shock.
I mean, I laughed.
Yeah, I laughed. Oh,
Didn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it.
So
Incredulous
outside.
laugh. It was outside the
It
experience.
was so bizarre.
It was so bizarre. Yeah.
and so grotesque.
Grotesque, yeah. Grotesque is the
That I
word
could
for it.
only laugh.
Yeah, I can only laugh. But I think this kind of I think shit happens, right? I think shit happens in relationships like this, where like the girl like torches everything that they own, or the guy like breaks a window, or takes a shit like squat cobblers her car or something. I think this happens more than we care to admit. Really, really bad breakup stories, right? I think actually it would be a good human interest thing for my stream a little bit. Though it's gonna be depressing. Really bad nightmare breakup stories, right? Oh God, it's 100 people tell us about their worst breakup. My worst breakup story animated, breakup story, right? But I want to start by view count because there's gonna be really funny ones. Like my worst. Wait, what do you mean? No. I just sorted by view count. What are you talking about? You got rid of all of them? All right, relevance, fine. Oh no. I will watch that video. Oh, she's crying. She's all fucked up about it. She's like, oh. I think everyone's response to this is to want to puke, but mine is like, I wonder what other really crazy fucking stories down the rabbit hole of terrible relationships ending in basically fire, right? Like shat the bed. The relationship literally shits the bed, right? Like at that point, you're just done. Like you hate each other so much that it's just, you know, why were we ever together in the first place? We're obviously each other's worst enemies. I'll see you in fucking court, bitch, and all this. You know, I really want to see where this goes because now why? Okay, never mind. You know, I'm sure there's some really, really bad ones. You know, I'm fairly sure there's some really, really, really bad ones. So, right here, when we get to the shit in the bed story, I'm going to transfer over to a different topic here a little bit. I mean, it's the same topic, but I bet he doesn't have the worst story. That's the thing. Humans shit on each other when they're fucking furious. Like, pretty much.
One of my exes out, gave him a check so he could get a new apartment. He got one in the same complex so he could see my apartment from his.
Oh no. Yeah, that's some creeper stalker shit. Yeah.
Not cute.
Not cute, no. And so then you take a guy home and he's staring at you while you walk in the front door. It's creeper. It's just.
I want to talk about like worst breakup.
Worst breakup?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I think I blocked all of them out.
I think I blocked them all
Worst
out.
breakup.
What about it?
Mine was when she was beating the shit out of me after I caught her fucking a guy in my bed, our bed, you know, our bed that we bought together. Her response was to beat the shit out of me, as if it was my fault that she cheated. It wasn't. I supported her through college. I drove her to work every day. I didn't see her because she was on a daytime shift and I was on a nighttime shift. We didn't see each other that much as we should have in a dedicated relationship that went 2 years and 7 months. That's my longest. But at the end, she like fucking cheated on me, and then in the middle of it, I had to call 911 to get her to stop from fucking wailing on me, and she still didn't stop till the cops started calling back and really haunting us about it. It was just crazy, and I mean that's not a very bad story, I don't think, compared to like this.
Tell me about it.
It was rough.
It was
First
rough,
person
yeah.
I fell in love with.
My first like serious boyfriend kind of like just left in the middle of the night. We'd been dating for so long. It was
Oh no, he just straight up like went for a pack of cigarettes and never came back? Oh God, who does this? Only sociopaths do this. It's just
4 years.
Yeah.
And I
4 years! She wakes up one night and he's just gone. But I think this actually happens more than we care to admit, though. Maybe it's a gentler way of just understanding that maybe it's not feasible. It's not going to work. They don't want to spend their lives with you. So rather than going through the drama and the tears and all the breakup shit and the horrible hating of each other and the separation of each other's goods and stuff, the motherfucker just leaves in the middle of the night. There's a word for this. It's called ghosting, right? He ghosted her. Usually it's the woman who does it, right? But he just straight ghosted her. He disappeared in the middle of the night.
really have not seen him since.
I've not seen him since. He just
it.
straight up. Maybe. What if he was murdered? What if you murdered him? It's my question. Like, no, I don't think she did. Women don't really kill usually, anyways. But
First, like, serious boyfriend, kind of like just left in the middle of the night.
The way she says it, he just left in the middle of the night. We were together for 4 years, and then I woke up one morning and he was just straight up gone. But I think that happens. That's actually maybe the best breakup story I've ever heard of. Kind of is there's no drama to it. There's no burnt shit beds or fucking cheating or any of that stuff. It's just like he disappears and she never sees him again. The question mark is horrible. It's really horrible, probably the shit she went through over this. Did I imagine him is probably where it really ends up. Like, did I imagine this whole thing, right? She just disappears one night, right? Or he just disappears. I feel for her. That's a terrible, terrible thing he did to her. Really terrible. But I mean, if he knows it's going to be a bunch of terrible drama that breaks her heart, isn't it better to just disappear? I've always thought ghosting actually wasn't the worst thing in the world. It's maybe a little bit nicer than like shitting the bed and hating them for months and fighting a lot, getting in a physical fist fight and all this shit. Maybe just disappearing. I think disappearing in the middle of the night forever is actually a little bit more mature than what some breakups end up being. I don't know. I'm not defending that terrible ass like psychotic behavior of just straight up ghosting somebody. But I can dream about it. I can dream about doing that. There were some relationships I wish I could have just ghosted, and basically did. I did actually ghost a relationship on the advice of my best friends and my mother. I left somebody once, and I just never looked back. I just was like, all right, well, my friends and my family think that you're the worst thing that's ever happened to me, so bye. And I just walked away. Never spoke to her again.
We'd been dating for so long, it was like 4 years.
4 years, and he straight up ghosted, disappeared one night. Do you know how psychopathic that is? It's just crazy. It's like a Seinfeld-esque craziness story. It's so crazy. Like, when is it? I can hear Jerry Seinfeld being like, when is it okay for you to just walk on out? As in, bye, never see you again. You know, it's almost like a Seinfeld fucking routine. It's kind of crazy. It's like, man. And plus, who the fuck walks out on this beautiful lady either? Give this lady the respect. Have enough respect for this wonderful, beautiful lady or whatever. Who knows if she's a good or a bad person? I don't know. I'm not a good judge of character on somebody I'm looking at on a screen, you know? But, like, overall, she looks like a pretty good person to me. I don't know. Maybe okay, maybe not. I don't know. Can't jump to assumptions on that one. But this lady, she's beautiful, and she deserves an explanation. She's a human being. You don't just fucking ghost her overnight. And on top of it, the worst part about this is what if he was assassinated in the woods or something like that? Though she's saying he did pack up all this shit and just disappeared. That's a psycho thing. Did he run off into the forest with a man? What's the story there? Did he move to Taiwan to buy little boys? Did he get murdered? Was he actually like a CIA spy? I mean, what's the story there? What's the fucking story there? Like, that one blew my mind a little bit. She blew my mind with that.
Left in like the middle of the night.
Oh, the leaving in the middle of the night is so psychotic now. I really don't support it. I think it's a really cowardly way out. Just tell the person I break up with you and drive away in the sunset. I don't really think, I don't really think you need to draw it out there and be really, really shitty and miserable to someone. I don't know. Just tell them, sorry, this isn't working. Peace! You know, I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole like that. I don't believe in torturing somebody by drawing something out. I never have. I'll talk to him, and I'm not one to disappear like this. But I'll definitely do it to their face, though. I've done it before once. I did it once. I was like, I break up with you, click. You know, because I'm not going to cheat on someone. I'm not going to do it. I'm not an asshole. I broke up with her first. I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling this. I like somebody more. I want to get with her. I want to kiss her. And I'm not going to do that while I'm in a relationship with you. So, you know, I didn't say all that. I just said, I break up with you, peace. And I hung up. You know, but like that's what I was thinking, you know, and guess what? I've never cheated on someone. I'm dead serious. I never have. Like it's easy not to. It's easy not to cheat on somebody. You just call them up, and break up with them. You don't have a moment of weakness to sneak around like some kind of shitty CIA agent. You know, like don't be a spy about it. Nobody likes spies. Nobody with a brain likes spies. They sneak around and they fucking fuck shit over and destroy people with the information that they have. Like don't be a sneaky little furtive spy about your fucking relationship and just sneak around and cheat on people. Just fucking break up with them. It's fucking shithead not to. It's like really bad not to. It's like, why can my drones not kill this thing? There you go. Now, kill the other small before he's a problem. This was a lot of incoming damage. Like a lot. That's okay. I'm doing alright, I believe. You know, I think it's okay. Every ship that dies makes this a little bit easier and more likely to counter. See, I'm like revolving around 78 or so, and I'm not going any further because I definitely have a skill in place that is protecting me better. Oh, there goes the web of fire. That's good. So what else is here? This nasty ass Grease this cruise missile battery. I would like to approach that. And I would like to kill it because I believe the majority of the big damage is coming from him, I think. It's hard to tell. 297 from the Enforcer, which is a lot. But I don't know. Like, kill this. Yeah, kill this cruise missile battery, please. What else have we got here? We got Enforcers, but that's it. There's like, yeah, dismantlers and stuff, but nothing really that's too bad here. I would like you to move faster to this target and kill it, please. Kill it, please. Kill it, please. Why is that thing all hurt real bad? It should be dead by now. Fucking get on that target. Yeah. Pop that target. Let's go. Let's go. He's too far. But anyways. You know, what else should die here? I think it should be... They're all basically the same class. They're all the same class. And there's some biggies here. Maybe we kill the biggies first, huh? We kill like one of these, right? One of these big fuckers. Yeah, dismantlers, right? The Eliminator. What's hitting for a lot of damage? I don't know. But anyways, now we want to go back to the tractor unit in orbited at 5 km. You are going to stand still here, and that is a no-no. That is a no-no. Get moving. Come on. Don't break my Gila. I would rather lose the drones. Yeah, get on the Infiltrator. Let's go. Pop it. The Obliterator, right? The Obliterator. No, I don't know. Yeah, like that's fine. Yeah, kill the Obliterator. Get him. Yeah. What? Okay, 70. No, I have lost like 2k here when I stopped after I killed the. I don't think you have it though. I see I see the shield going, like pretty much hovering equal, right? It's not going any lower than this. It is, but not by much, right? And now I really am like dodging a lot of damage. Now I'm up. I'm up at 52, right? Yeah, pop this Eliminator now. Let's go. What? God damn it! Who is this? Yeah, the Eliminator is a fucking pain in the ass. What other Eliminators are there here? There's Extinguisher, Dismantler. Yeah, kill the Eliminator. He's a pain in the ass, dude. I need to pay attention to this. I don't want to lose my fucking Gila. I really want to alt-tab and go look at this video, but instead I got in on like like an extravaganza mission that has a little bit more DPS than my cap for how much I fucked around in this pocket, you know. And god damn it, they are taking forever to kill this thing too. Like, look how long it's taking to crack this motherfucker. Like, come on, man. Got to do better than this. Watch it carefully. 1920, 19. When I pop this Eliminator, the damage will be less than what is fatal. Right? I am hovering like 18, 19, 19, 20. Yeah, pop that Eliminator. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. $17, $18, $17, $18. I don't know, man. Like, you're taking forever. Why are you taking forever? Like, I mean, the ship isn't... I mean, it's a big class. It's a battleship, I guess. I am jammed by Eliminator, but, I mean, that is the Eliminator. Like, fucking jammed. So annoying. It's kind of looking scary to me a little bit. Pop the Eliminator. Get that shield. Come on, pop that shield. He's got big shield regen. Fucking asshole, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm playing games with my Gila that I really shouldn't be playing. 15. It's going down. When it hits 10, I'm just going to bail. Come on, pop the Eliminator. Let's go. Who's doing the most damage here? 348, 2 Pithy. Let's see, yeah, like, who's doing the most damage here? It's just 50. He's just rolling in, right? Pithy. There we go. Pop his ass. Pop his ass. Let's go. Who's doing the big damage there? Nobody. It's all little bits. The Enforcers are really hurting me, but they're not, like, winning yet. 12, 13. Please pop the Eliminator. The safe play is to ditch now. I really don't want to. It's slow. It's such a slow play, but return to drone. Return to drone. Align to, like, the Stargate, or to the station, right? And go dock.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, no, I'm not warping away from them, no. Here we go. So we're going to lose some shield here. A lot of shield here. Let's go. Come on. Go. I'll come back. I didn't pick up the MTU, but that's okay. I kind of want it to remain there. And I live to fight another day.
I like left in like the middle of the night and just like took my shit. Like,
wow, who does this? You're a psycho.
Sorry, I'm out.
I'm sorry, I'm out. Yeah, like, yeah. Human beings are wonderful. Well, That's maybe the wrong word I'm looking for here. I'm more talking about like human beings are deserving of respect unless they show or exhibit some other behavior, especially somebody who is willing to love you either sexually or emotionally or whatever the fuck. Like anybody who's willing to do business with you is worthy of respect. They're human beings. If you treat them with respect, they will treat you with respect, hopefully. Or they've got their own they've got their own issues with shit, you know. So I don't understand this whole disappear in the middle of the night shit. I think women in particular would be, their hackles would be raised at this idea. Women are about communication. Men are just about fucking, like, I don't know. I don't even want to sum up men. It's not very easy to do. Women are about open communication. Men are not, and I wonder why. You know, I always wonder why men don't seem to like open communication. They want to be quiet about their feelings and hide it from everybody. Well, it's because you're sneaky and furtive and kind of shitty. You know, it's
living together, and it seemed like everything was going great.
It just came out of nowhere for me. I even told him my parents thought he was going to propose to me.
She broke up with me on Christmas Eve.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, I have a Valentine's Day story. I do. So I did have a bad breakup on Valentine's Day, but it wasn't as bad as the one about calling the cops because she was beating the shit out of me. Yeah, I broke up with, well, no, my ex, my first ex that I lost my virginity to, she broke up with me on her birthday, which just happened to be Valentine's Day. 1 year to the day after we got together. We hooked up on Valentine's Day, which is also a nightmare, you know, and we broke up on Valentine's Day, which was also a nightmare. But, you know, and the story is a really bad one, but it's not on my fault, though. She broke up with me because all these other men wanted her, and on top of that, I brought my acid dealer to her party, and he sold acid to her entire fucking raver crew, and it turns out everybody hated me in that crew, and everybody wanted me gone, so they all bought the acid assuming that my hook would be bunk because all their hooks were bunk, and my acid dealer, a guy named Vance, I still love his ass to death, I haven't seen him in 25 years, but I loved Vance. He was a great guy. He didn't fuck around. He was Asian. He was in the mod scene. He had a moped. He dressed well. At the age of 17, he was dressing better than anybody I ever met. Vance was a fucking badass. I'm talking like really, really awesome badass. And we were friends immediately. I know good style when I see it. I didn't mind the mod scene like a lot of people did. You know, I don't care. I was a punker. I respect mods. Whatever. They're cool. They're trying to make a statement about style and all this. And like, you know, and we got along great. And so I brought Vance on down there. He made about $3,000 worth of sales in terms of acid. It's like $10 a fucking hit of fucking liquid and gel tabs and shit, and all her friends bought acid, and then they proceeded to have 24-hour trips where they really didn't want that for real. They didn't actually want that. They acted like they did, but really they're just a bunch of party raver kids and they don't know what they actually want. So then they proceeded to trip balls for like 36 fucking hours and into like Sunday night. It was a Saturday night party, and they tripped balls from like Saturday at 10 p.m. in the morning, in the evening, until like fucking like Sunday night they were still tripping. And I had a bad night that night. I offered my girlfriend $5 for sex when I was tripping balls. I didn't even know what that meant. I mean, it was a bad night. I broke this poor girl, the poor girl who hosted the party. I broke her little lightning globe. So the next day I had to go down to a place called Dappy, the raver party store, and I had to buy her a new little electric touchy globe thing because I just was like, look at this, I'm tripping on acid, I can do whatever I want, and I just smashed her like her $100 lightning globe on the ground, and I was so pissed at myself about that I literally tortured myself the next day, and I went down at 10:15 in the morning on a Sunday to the Denver Pavilions, and I bought a new lightning globe for the poor girls whose lightning globe I broke, and I brought it back to the party, which went on that night until like 10 p.m. when they wanted to all stop at 4 in the morning on like Sunday morning. It went on until like 10 p.m. that night because everybody was tripping balls for like 36 hours. It was the best acid any of them had ever had. They were the raver kids that were supposed to have all the good hooks and stuff, but I just knew a badass fucking mod kid who actually was selling real life fucking LSD that was like fucking strong, like pure LSD, and he warned me. He was like, I have a lot of issues with people who don't really think that my product is good, and I was like, that's cool. I mean, I believe you when you tell me that your product is good. And he was like, I know you do, but the people around you might not. They might not think that this is real product, so they might buy like 8 hits, and trust me, the average person should only be on 2, and that's what they all did. They all bought 4 to 8 hits because they were gonna beat my physical ass when the acid turned out to be bunk, and it fucking flipped on them, and the product was fucking the best that they had almost ever had in the rave scene. They were the rave kids in Denver. They were the Denver rave kids. They were all there at that fucking Rachel's house at Rachel's party, and I felt so bad. I pissed the bed At like 4:30 in the morning, I was tripping so fucking hard. Everybody had a bad time. Everybody had a bad time. No, like everybody was there to party and dance and shit. Instead, they had a full-blown tripper acid party rave, essentially. And like that's what some of them wanted, but most of them weren't planning on that. They were planning to go home at like 4 or 5 in the morning the next day. Instead, they tripped fucking balls. Like 100 people tripped balls. You know, Vance walked away with like $3,000 or something like that. It was just insane. And like on top of it, like at the end, like I realized that Jessica had to address the elephant in the room, which was that nobody at her school liked me. Nobody at her school liked me, and it wasn't because I wasn't likable. It was because I had the hottest girl in the school. And that wasn't the only time that happened to me. It happened to me in George Washington, too. I had the hottest girl in the school, and every dude there hated me. Fucking hated me. They used to walk up to Jessica in front of me. This kid, Randy, I'll never forget it. He'd be like, Jessica, will you sleep with me? And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm standing right here. What the fuck did you just say? You know, he was like, sorry, man, it's nothing personal. You know, they'll act like that. They'll be like, nothing personal. She's just the hottest girl I've ever met. I can't help it. And all this. And they'll act like it's not okay. Like it's totally fine. Like, fuck off. Like, motherfucker, that's my girlfriend you're talking about. Right there where I'm standing next to you and shit, you know? Like, motherfucker. Like, I had a bad time with that, like, several times in my life, you know? Like, whatever. And so, yeah. And so I had a bad breakup with Jessica. At the end of that tripper party, she was just like, I don't believe we should be together anymore. I was like, oh, really? And I lived in, like, nine weeks of, like, terrible denial. You know, Ariel was there to pick up the pieces after a bit, but I was on the rebound for like 9 or 10 weeks or something. It was two and a half of the worst months of my life almost. I was like, no, we're gonna get back together like I asked her, I was like, Jessica, come with me to the prom, and then I ended up asking Ariel when we told each other we loved each other. But I was like, Jessica, come with me to the prom, and we're gonna get back together and all this shit. And to her credit, she did she did have an open mind about that, but she was also like, no, that's not the story. That's not how this story goes. And I was so in denial. I was just like, dude, I love you so much. I still regret it, sort of. But I mean, it's also not my fault that her friends were assholes who wanted to beat my ass and kick me out of their party and resented me because I had the hottest girl in the school and I didn't go to their school, you know? And that's actually what happened. I wish it wasn't, but it is what fucking happened. And that was a bad, terrible ass breakup too. Though nothing happened the day of. We let each other go lovingly. We were like, yeah, okay. This isn't gonna work. Like it's just not gonna work. It's run its course, you know. We're high school boyfriend girlfriend. It's never gonna last. We knew it wasn't gonna last. We went to different schools. We lived far away from each other. Like, you know, shit was shitty when we first got together, and it got better after a bit. But she was also far more experienced than I was, you know. It was just kind of weird. She had dated people before me and all this, and she was my first. And there was just all this weird shit going on that happens in high school relationships and shit, you know. But but like neither one of those were. I mean, the nightmare one with the assault thing with Ariel was like fucking like I had to call the cops on her. That was the nightmare, but it's still not as bad as some of these stories at all. It still went passively well at the end. The worst part of my breakup with Ariel wasn't that she was beating the shit out of me and I had to call the cops. It was when she came like 3 weeks later to get all of her stuff with her dad. That was mortifying. Everybody there knew Ariel cheated on me and that the relationship was ending when it shouldn't have and that she was miserable about it. She eventually fucking like shaved her head, you know? Ugh.
Right before my birthday.
Ended over text?
Text dump me.
Text dump me? Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Have the balls to be like, sorry. Well, yeah, see, I will text dump somebody if I'm even thinking about considering cheating, but I would still call. I would call. I wouldn't text. I'd be like, now why are you not attacking? Oh my god, this bad AI. Come on, man. Get on a fucking target then. Get on the target, man. Fucking horse shit. Get on the target. See, that obliterator, he's more closer to death now. Get back on him then. Fucking stupid. Bad AI. Anyways.
Over Facebook Messenger. I did not reply.
I thought I loved them. They had such a cool screen name.
Let's see, what you got going on here? You got the broken lamp. Something or another. Just coiled pipe around your neck. You got the black lipstick, which is girl repellent as much as you might think it might be. And that, whatever that is.
Buttface Maximus.
What was with her?
My current girlfriend.
With my current fiance, actually. We broke up for like sort of on and off.
On and off.
On and off.
Break
On
up.
and off, on and off, on and off. Yeah, we're together, but we hate each other, so we just kept it going on and off. And every once in a while, I break up to sleep with somebody else, and every once in a while, she breaks up to sleep with somebody else. But we come back to each other because we're miserable together.
Back together again.
He'd break up with me.
Break up, get back together again.
He'd want to get back together, and I was all happy.
Break up.
Are we dating? Are we not?
Sleep with each other's best friends. Ew.
And then like 2 months later, he'd break up with me again. I was just like totally shocked.
And then get back together again. Why?
We really like forced the making it work for a long time.
My daughter was a couple months old. It literally took him being abusive to her to open my eyes and saying,
"Oh no, babe, don't push it that far. It sucks."
What am I doing?
My ex wanted to make me choose between him and my kid. He decided
Nope.
that...
That'd be a hard nope. Take the kid, see ya. You know, fuck that. Some of these men, a lot of this I blame on men. I think it's men. Some of these women I'm sure are shitty and probably ghost people and all this, and you know, and text breakup and all this stuff. But I think it's mainly just men acting like shitheads. It sounds like to me.
That he couldn't claim her because I was mixed with black.
Tell me about your worst.
I want to hear this one again. What was this now? She's gonna start crying. You can see it right away.
He decided that he couldn't claim her because I was mixed with black.
So, deal breaker stuff, right? Every once in a while, you can hear it in a human's voice when there's something really unacceptable, deal breaker, etc. And the way that woman just delivered it, it was like deal breaker material. It was like, yeah, and they're hesitant, right? They're hesitant because they can't even comprehend it themselves how bad it is. They just know it's bad. They don't have words to describe how monumentally fucking bad it was that it ended up like this, you know? So they're like, it's hard for themselves to explain to themselves how bad of a shithead they ended up having sex with or loving, you know?
Tell me about your worst breakup ever.
When I left my daughter's father, my kid's dad.
Oh, damn. No hesitation. She knows exactly what it is. No thought. Just immediate tossing it out there.
The ex-husband. Ex-wife. I lost everything.
She would take my balls if she could.
She'd take my balls if she could. God damn it. It's not funny, but I think he wanted me to laugh, you know. I don't feel, it doesn't feel right to laugh at that, but he wanted me to laugh. I think he said it in a way. She'd take my balls if she could. I've had some women like that in my life. I definitely have. Who would take everything if they could.
Paid off my credit card to buy her an engagement ring.
Oh, shit. Wait.
I paid off my credit card to buy her an engagement ring. Showed it to her and everything. She didn't care.
He was in prison.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not a bad breakup story, though. That's actually common, I bet, like cold feet.
And he got out and things just changed.
I opted.
Oh no, she was like prison dating somebody. Don't prison date somebody. Trust me, there's an old like truism, Rickyism stuff. Oh, they got a guy like a Rickyism from Trailer Park Boys says, oh, if you're going to jail, yeah, they got, oh, now I got to dump you. You went to jail, I got to dump you. But this is that thing, ladies. This is that thing, ladies. If they're going to jail, dump them. It's one of the reasons why I stayed the fuck out of jail. Every single time I ever went to jail is basically, I almost went to jail or whatever. Like I was in a relationship and I knew right away it was just gonna kill it. It was gonna kill it right away. Don't go to jail. Don't be with men who go to jail. Don't be around a jail dummy. Don't be enabling a jail dummy. Don't do it. Don't fall in love with serial killers and write them letters and stuff. Don't do that shit, please. It makes your gender look bad a little bit.
For an abortion. And I thought I had his support.
I was just really messy.
Nasty.
Oh no, the abortion thing, and I thought I had his support till I killed his child, quote unquote. It's how the man's gonna think of it. You know, fuck that shit. That's not his business. It's not.
Agonizing. It's not like juicy. We just was like, this isn't working.
This isn't working. Yeah, so it's just like this isn't. Yeah, it's just not feasible, you know? I think that's actually the best breakup stuff. I don't think this is working. Sorry. That's a Seinfeld breakup, right? He goes through like 300 women over 300 episodes or something like that. And it's just, at the end of it, almost all of it is like, I don't think this is working, right? It's never like, oh, I love you and I hate you and I really want this to work, but it's not, and I'm torturing you and you're torturing me and it's so miserable and terrible and all this shit. It's more like the Seinfeld breakup. Yeah, I don't think we should see each other anymore.
Hey,
yeah.
I don't want to hear about that.
Her dog chased after me though.
You get bit?
No, he wanted to go with me.
She stole my dog.
She stole my dog. That's fighting words. Yeah, no, don't do that. and then look at my shit, please. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You almost cracked me, but not quite.
I miss her, but
You sneaky Pete's. You almost cracked me, but you didn't, though.
my dog.
Found out he was talking to a girl while we were still dating.
I got cheated on.
Yeah, don't talk to other girls while you're dating a girl. It's so fucking rude. You guys don't respect each other at all.
I guess that kind of sucks.
Cheated.
Like, okay, every time Ariel sat down on my lap for the whole 4 months that she did that towards the end of our breakup with Jessica or whatever, my breakup with Jessica and shit. Like, I told her, I was like, don't sit on my lap. I'm not single. I'm dating someone. You can't sit on my lap. And then I would keep my fucking hands off of her, right? And she was just like, I could tell that it was the only place in the world she wanted to be. But I told her, like, fucking, like, dude, I can't touch you. I told her to her face, like, she, you know, really hurt her feelings a lot. But I'm with somebody. I can't touch you. Don't fucking touch me. Pretty much after a bit, I was like, don't touch me. Don't sit on my lap. But, you know, I was an asshole about it. But it's improper. It's improper. And she loved it. She loved it that I wouldn't do it. She really wanted me to grab her tits. She's like, really, you know, she had huge tits. And she'd be like, please grab my tits. And I'd be like, no.
Cheated on me.
She had been
cheated on me.
Basically seeing someone else the whole time. I was basically a placeholder, and she was perfect for me.
She was batshit bananas.
And she was perfect for me, but it turns out I was the placeholder. Don't ever do that either. If you aren't that end all, if you aren't that person's end all be all for that like little 5-year relationship or whatever a relationship is good for, don't be with them. If they don't make your little heart go flitter flutter, don't be with somebody just so you can have like regular sex or whatever. That's something else that like society. I think society pressures these people to be with each other so that they can feel normal to their friends. That they have normal Saturday night sex with their significant other or whatever the fuck. Don't do relationships for the sake of normalcy. Do relationships because your little heart goes flitter flutter whenever you see the person. That's the actual reason to be in a relationship. It's not the but I'm doing well. I've got a good girlfriend. I've got a good life and I got a good job and 2.5 kids and 3 cars and all this shit. And I got myself a nice big truck and all this. And I fuck her in the ass on Saturday nights, right? No. See, unless she makes your little shitty little superficial heart go flitter flapper, don't fucking be with her. Like, straight up, don't do it. It's just gonna end up badly.
In the face. He was like, I'm gonna go try heroin.
I'm gonna go try heroin. Yeah, no, don't do that. Yeah. My ex Monica, she was like, heroin is proof of God loves us and wants us to be happy. You should try it with me. And I was like, wow, that's actually that's a pretty good sales pitch. And I was like, but I'll never do a needle. And she was like, I don't use needles. And I was like, okay. She was like, here, smoke this. And I was like, okay.
With my manager, and then he slept with my coworker, and then a year later,
Wait.
heroin. He slept with my manager, and then he
your manager
slept with my coworker, and
then
a year later, him and my coworker got married.
Oh, I had one like that. I had a bad breakup with this girl Brianna. Like, I lied to her about smoking a cigarette because I was like, I pretty much changed my diet, changed my lifestyle, changed my food, changed who I was, changed like everything so I could be who she wanted me to be because I thought that we had the potential to be a really good couple and all this. And in the end, I even stopped playing video games because I didn't stop, but I like definitely curbed my video game addiction quite a bit for her, which is weird because we met on a video game, you know, World of Warcraft. I moved in with my World of Warcraft girlfriend. It was a terrible plan. We didn't plan that out. Dated for like a year and a half, and then I went and moved in with her. And we began to realize that the game was the only thing that we had in common. In the end, I lied to her about smoking a cigarette. She found the cigarette button in her trash bin under her counter, and she immediately broke up with me right then and there. For a single white lie. And that is mortifying to me, but it is my fault. It is in no way her fault. I lied to her, and I should have got my ass beat, busted, caught, arrested, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And she broke up with me immediately right then and there. She had the strength of principle to say that, and she told me as she did it, she was like, if you lie to me about this, you're going to lie to me about other stuff, and I'm not going to put up with this any further than this. And she was looking for an excuse anyways. And when I lied to her about the cigarette, she was like, no, I'm breaking up with you. Get out of my house. You can't live here anymore. I was like, okay. And I respected it. I left. I wasn't crying about it. I was miserable because I was like, fuck, now I'm in normal Illinois with like no friends, no money, no like potential, no, you know, I had to borrow money for a plane ticket or for a train ticket back to Denver with my tail between my legs and no money and no hopes and no prospects or anything. I was just like, okay, well, here's a bad breakup and it happens like this sometimes. And I took my train ride back to fucking Denver from Normal, Illinois. It was hilarious. You know, but I do respect that to this day. I respect her for just standing up for the principles, because it's the kind of thing I would do. If the girl fucking lies to you, she'll do it again. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And I really respected it. I was like, you know what? I was like, come on, man. I just didn't want to admit that I had a weak moment. You know, I told her, I was like, I'm not proud. I didn't even want to really admit to myself that I had a weak moment, and I smoked a cigarette because I sell cigarettes at the gas station down a block away from where we live all day long, and I want a cigarette so bad. I smoked my entire fucking life, and I quit smoking for her. And so I was like, yeah, I just don't want to act or pretend like I'm somebody that I'm not anymore. And she was like, that's okay. You know, you didn't do anything that bad. She was like, you lied to me, which is unacceptable, and it's not your fault that I'm so up hardcore about this. But we were never that compatible in the first fucking place. She was like a health food vegan, like kind of, you know, really, you know, totally like body image person. She was a smoking hot perfect 10. She was like, you know, we were never that compatible per se, short of the video game thing. She definitely liked video games, you know, so it was like, you know, it was what it was. But I do to this day respect her for dumping my ass right then and there, because it taught me how to be strong in a relationship, right? If something isn't going your fucking way, in terms of like, not your way, but if it's not fair to you, right? If something in the relationship is not fair to you, end it right then and there before it becomes this terrible problem that destroys both of you. It's more disciplined about the unity of this is how business relationships are too. You don't lie to your business partner about anything, like, you know, without it ending up in disaster and them divorcing you, essentially, in terms of business and all this. And it's no different in relationships. It's you conduct yourself like a grown ass adult, and you don't lie to them, and you accept it when you fucked up and they want to punish you for it and break up with you. That was the only time I've ever had, like, you know, like that was the only time I think fucked up in most of my relationships, short of like harboring a guy who threatened to kill my ex. You know, not harboring, but basically just not threatening to kill him back. You know, I definitely did not respond to that the way I should have. But I was also really, really scared of violating probation. Even threatening him could have maybe put me in jail for 10 years. So I was very nervous. I was walking on eggshells when he threatened to kill my ex. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man, I want to threaten to kill you back. You ever threaten her around me again, I'll fucking kill you. I wanted to say that to him, but I was scared it would just get back to my probation officer and I would go to jail. Like death threats are against the law. You know, like, it was that bad. So I just sort of let it ride and assumed that we would ride it out, but it just got worse from there, and I lost her. And it wasn't like I was ever with her in the first place. We were courting each other, kind of. So it was like just stupid. Like, you know, it ended up badly, but I mean, I don't know what else to do. I didn't create that dysfunction, and on top of it, I was a drug addict, which absolutely did not fucking help anything. So now I'm done with that too. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that.
And that's when I decided to quit.
Tell me about your worst breakup.
I have never had a breakup.
Never been in a relationship, so if anyone wants to hit me up, you know, I'm ready.
I feel like
oh God,
I've been broken up so many times, I can't believe I can't even think of one.
Yeah, there's like, you know, pretty much all of them. God, it's the room that never ends. The rest just spawn on and on, my friend. They keep coming, and you just keep fighting. It's the room that's 5 hours long. It paid a lot of ISK. I mean, but it still sucks. Look at all those corpses. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Each one of these is like a 3-minute mob at least. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27 of which like 23 of them are at least 3 to 5 minutes to kill. So it's like, God damn it, man. We've been in here. Why is this so long? It doesn't pay well enough for how much time it literally steals from you. It's such a time thief, level 4s. But what else can you do in high sec? I should leave high sec, but I don't want to commit to EVE Online. Just like I don't want to commit to a girl unless she commits to me. It's the same fucking thing. Like, I'm done with like I'm done with commitment stuff until it pays. You know what I'm saying? Like, it pays off. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I technically kicked him out. I care about myself and my feelings enough to not stay with a person that is not serving me. I was a real dick.
I chose the school over being with her.
I realized I was gay, and I made the whole thing about me.
Oh, but see, it is though, babe. If you're gay and you're in a straight relationship, something's wrong, and you should bail, and it's not their fault, and it's not your fault, and I have a lot of sympathy for you. That's okay. It's okay. It's not his fault. It's not even your fault. It's no one's fault. It just ends badly, but that's okay because you're not straight. It happens, you know. Whatever.
And didn't even consider that he had been in this relationship for 2 years and was like very much in
Yeah,
love.
if you're gay, don't date someone for 2 years if they're opposite gender. Just saying. Maybe you should have dealt with that better. This one's on you. No, I was assuming you were talking about like a 6-week relationship. But 2 years, girl, you were an asshole. You were an asshole to this guy. You were an asshole to him.
Love with me.
You were an ass. Fuck you. Straight up fuck you.
Just like ripping their heart out. It's just like, it's horrible.
Oh, but see, you're a pussy. You can't handle it. You can't handle breaking someone's heart. You can't really handle love. Because it's definitely part of it, like not part of it always, but generally, unless you end up falling in love with that person and being with them for like 40 years, never fucking around or cheating or any of that stuff, and you end up with one of those like textbook marriages, which is uncommon, right? It's uncommon, it doesn't happen too often, right? Sure, maybe once in a while a relationship is perfect like that, but generally, the stakes of the game are, you might really hurt the person. If you can't handle doing it, don't be with them. Some of these people are such fucking cowards.
Kill herself if I left.
Yeah, I've had that one. You know that you're like the winner in the relationship if the other person tells you that they're gonna kill themselves if you leave. That's how you know you're the winner. Straight up, you're the winner, as in you need to leave that person. I've had that one before, and it was unacceptable to me. I had one. I won't put her on blast because I respect her or whatever. I think she's a good girl in the end. You know, I think she had issues, but she was a good girl. I had one who texted me like 3,000 times a day. You ever had that before?
And I was like, everything I do right now, I'm going to defer till later because the stakes are too high.
Someone asked me to marry them, and it was at a market outside, and I said no, and they started crying.
I mean, you know, why the market? Okay, I asked the girl to marry me once, and it was in a fucking hotel room in Vegas, in one of the best nights of our lives. I think that still isn't even as appropriate of a place as it should have been. But like, you know, make it special, guys. If you're gonna pop the question or whatever, and you're gonna bend that knee, you better fucking make it special. Like really outside the market. You hear her say it. She was like, outside the market, right? Yeah.
About ready to be married, and then it's like, nope.
See, for me, I admit that Circus was a tacky hotel room to ask this girl to marry me. I admit that, right? But there was the lead up to it, which was her moving to California. I helped her pack her house. I took a trip with her and her dog. I helped her move all the way to fucking California, and then I told her in the hotel room when it was almost too late, right before it was too late, I took my swing, and I fully did not expect her to say yes, but I did take my swing because I was like, listen, you're my best friend. I love you, and I can see spending the rest of my life with you. And she was like, no, I can't date you. I can't be I'm your best friend. I don't want to ruin it and all this crap. And my life is changing, and I'm moving to California forever, and I'm going to say some other things that she probably wouldn't want me to say publicly. And I was like, okay, I respect it. I love it. You know, no problem. And and on top of it, I got back in the car with her the next day, and we drove to California another like 2 whole days, and I helped her move in, and I hung out with her and our best friends at that time and stuff for like 3 days and lived in their house, and then I went home to Denver, you know, and and on top of it, I also like equated myself as a good adult, you know, I was a good adult about it. I didn't make it like this thing about her. I didn't ruin our friendship over it, though we did never speak again.
And I'm like, okay, you know, so
I just didn't want to. I was like, I'm sick of being in love. This was something that used to happen to me when I was young a lot. I am sick. I'm fucking sick. I'm talking like sick to fucking death. I'm sick to fucking death of being in love with my best friend. I promised myself I wouldn't do it anymore. I've done it my whole life since I was like 14. Every girl that I want to fucking date the rest of my life or whatever, I shoot at them like I'm your best friend, right? I'll admit it. I'm a best friend dater. I want to be best friends with the girl, and I want to be with her for the rest of my life. I'm sick of being in love with my fucking best friend. It's so toxic. It's an abusive relationship. They can't reciprocate without ruining it, and can you blame them? And on top of it, they're always with somebody else who's breaking their heart or whatever the fuck, and you can't ever be with them because you're not actually almost all of them. I would say almost all of them. I wasn't their type. It's just very weird. It's like, you know, and all my friends around me, they're like, Jesus Christ, dude, you know she's not that into you. She loves you as a friend. You were her best friend, but you know she's not that into you. And you get all this lectures from your best friends and shit, being like, oh, why are you in love with that? Why are you so obviously in love with that girl? You're dating a girl, but when she walks in the room, your eyes light up, and it's very obvious that you're in love with her. What about your current? And all this. I used to get talks like that. Like I was in love with this girl, Bonnie. Fucking A. I was so in love with Bonnie. I thought she was the perfect girl. I really did. I was like, oh, I'm so in love with Bonnie. I did crazy shit. Like I offered to pay her for a threesome. I didn't care how I got it. I was so obsessed with it. I was obsessed with her, and it's totally unfair. And she was my best friend. She was like, in the end, she was like my best friend. And like everybody hated me. Everybody, all her friends, all my friends basically hated me when they realized how bad it was, how fucking sprung I was. You know what I'm saying? I was fucking sprung. I don't know how else to put it. Like fucking like, and I always am. I'm always sprung over some fucking girl who's like my best friend. It is fucking stupid, and I never did land one of them either. So it feels like it feels like an idiot doom spiral, failure spiral. Yeah, I'm talking like the downward spiral. That's the album I used to listen to when I went through breakups, because I'm like, this is a downward spiral of you are in love with your best friend, and yes, it is going to go nowhere. Nowhere good. You know, fuck that. And then on top of it, I lost them all too. I lost every single fucking last one of them. I don't speak to any one of those girls who were my best friend for periods of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 years, right? Bonnie was like, fuck, I met her when I was like 14 and shit. And we went 8 years. It was like 8 years of like, she wasn't my best friend at first, but by the end of it, she was. And I said goodbye to her when I was like 22. I didn't say goodbye to her either. We just stopped talking to each other. That's how it always happens. And I've been through this terrible cycle. That's what dating is to me, is I fall in love with my best friend and I hope that they reciprocate, and they don't, and I get a terrible ass fucking broken heart over it, and then I try, and then one time, even like after I lost Bonnie, I attempted to kill myself, you know. Like, fuck that. I just let that idiot doom spiral shit about falling in love with your best friend totally destroy you. Or me, or whatever. I just let it destroy me. So I tried to stop doing it, but it doesn't matter. It's what my romance pattern is I shop a girl for a wife, and I end up being her best friend, or whatever the fuck, and then it ends in disaster. It always does.
Long distance, and I realized I was in love with someone else.
Oh, yeah, it's a long distance. Yeah, don't, long distance relationships are abusive. I won't do them.
I shouldn't have done.
I wonder why I was.
You cheated on her with a bunch of different girls? Yeah. I know that talk. I have a friend who does that. He just cheats on them wholesale, bunch. Like he thinks it's like normal. It's not normal. It's not normal to cheat on your wife a bunch of fucking times with a bunch of different girls and catch STDs and shit like that. It's just not normal. It's not normal to be banging Craigslist girls or whatever the fuck while you're married to someone. That's not normal. And anybody who says who acts like it is a jackass. That's not normal. I'm sorry. Wake up call, you know, whatever. And there's a lot of women around people like this that respect them when they really shouldn't. They probably shouldn't, you know. Fuck them.
When I'm the one that decided to cheat.
I had all these
chances. Decided to cheat. As in, see, this is their decision. It's like, in their brain, their little wormy shithead brains, they think, oh, I have an option to cheat here. Should I take it? And it's not like that. It's more like, I have an obligation here to talk to the person first and break up with them first. That's how a real person would look at cheating. These people, they're shitheads, and they got shit for brains and shit for hearts, and they'll just go cheat on the person because to them it's like an option that they can take. To me, it's like a fucking moral obligation that you're with somebody and you tell them first or you break up with them first. It's like, god damn it, what planet do you guys live on? Straight up. Like, I see some delusion in the fucking humans around me occasionally. And I'm like, no. Let me tell you, let me school you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got somebody who subbed. Did I? Oh, wait, what's this now? Oh, did I turn on my chatty? I think I did get a follower or some such. I don't know. There is no indication of such. Oh, Frosty McMuggins, what's up? Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that you're supporting the channel and all this. And I realize that I'm kind of delivering a tirade, but I'm just all over today. I feel like being a good content provider and talking a lot, so I'm gonna, because oftentimes I just sit and play video games all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, and I talk while I'm doing so, but you know, like romance is one that I can talk about a lot. So let's see what other like jackassery these humans can get up to, where they can just crush the hearts of the people around them as if it's some little game, all fair in love and war. Sure, but broken hearts are a joke, right? Yeah, it's all fair in love and war, but broken hearts are a joke, right? Yeah. How much loot is in this mobile tractor unit? It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. Don't stomp on someone's heart irresponsibly. They might actually need that, you know? They might actually need that to have a happy life. Don't stomp on their fucking heart. Don't be vicious or whatever the fuck. Don't throw it all away on a fucking sexual whim or whatever the fuck. I have a lot of disrespect for this. I would say that you're weak. A lot of the people that I saw be weak about cheating, you're basically weak. You're also, like, really weak. Strong human wouldn't do that to somebody they loved, you know, etc., etc. Fuck, I think I took too much loot. So now we're going to have to stack all, and we're going to look for stuff with actual weight, which would be like this stuff here, but it's cheap, right? And then we're going to put it back in the mobile tractor unit, right? Did we do that? No, I will have to jettison, but that's okay. I'll come back with my Noctis. And then we will scoop to cargo, not enough space, and then we're going to take like this and this again, and we're going to fucking dump this too. Jettison, right? And then, did you jettison? Ready in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. No, so I will have to... Where is the one I just jettisoned? What? Where is the one that I just jettisoned? What? Mobile tractor, but see... Where is the... Oh my god. Now I have to wait here for like 3 minutes for no good goddamn reason at all. I can't find the fucking the cargo container I just jettisoned, which makes no sense at all. What happened here? I don't know. So, nice, I got a smart bomb there, but I don't know. Let's take a look at inventory here. So, I really need you to jettison this. Will you not do it? I don't know. Maybe we better go higher too. Don't ask me again, but I want to go higher, like, you know, maybe a bunch of ammo too. So, jettison all of that, right? A new cargo container is being moved into the jet. Will be ready in 1 minute and 51 seconds. So you say that I already jettisoned the cargo container, yet I don't see that. But I'm fairly sure that I do have cargo container on my fucking overview. So where is the cargo container that I already put? Where is it? Oh no, where is... Yes, even on everything, right? This cargo container that I jettisoned, it does not exist. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. Can I just trash some of this? I would prefer to just move on now. God damn it. I don't know. How much is that? It's like, what, 100K or something? 306. It's like 306. No, I don't want to jettison it. I want to throw it away. Oh, my God. All right, fine. I'll be back in 63 seconds. Fine.
The right thing. And I didn't. I was very much like the bad guy. It's like probably the only thing in my life that I like truly regret.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oftentimes you'll see like the true regret thing. Like, why was I a bad guy about this? Don't be. My advice to you is don't be then. Don't be the bad guy. Take the step of bravery and let the person down. Don't just cheat. Don't just cheat. Don't just cheat. Just tell them this isn't working. Bye. There's this assumption that you owe the other person an explanation that I think is actually very faulty in reasoning. You don't have to tell them why. You owe them that, yes, but you don't have to tell them why while you do it. You just have to say, I break up with you, this isn't working, I'm sorry. And when they go, yeah, well, why though? You got to give me an explanation to why. You say, I will give you an explanation to why when I'm ready. Right, that's about as complicated as this needs to be. Instead, I just see a bunch of like kind of sneaky, sort of furtive, sort of like denial about bad behavior that that like children get up to that adults shouldn't because it destroys shit wholesale.
All these chances to do the right thing, and I didn't. I was very mumuch like the bad guy. It's like probably the only...
Yeah, but you don't strike me as a bad guy. I don't get that vibe from you a little bit.
In my life that I like truly regret.
Yeah, and the good, trust me, the good guys, they regret it. They regret doing something really shitty, like...
Dog. I actually don't like dogs.
My life that I like truly regret.
I didn't like his dog. I actually don't like dogs.
I don't like dogs either, but I'm not going to break up with a girl over fucking dog!
I tried to make it work, but I didn't like his dogs.
I didn't like his dog, so I just dumped her ass, kicked her to the curb, even though that could have been the love of my life, or whatever. Yeah, fuck off. Yeah. That's the scariest part, when they're like, and they flip through like about 10 or 15 pages of terrible ass, break me down, fucking shit ass, like relationship endings.
Broke up with somebody at a Wendy's parking lot and she almost ran me over with her car. Frosty on my shirt.
He had all his teammates pee on my fucking car.
Wow, that is fucking savage. Look at this beautiful girl.
With her car. Got Frosty on my shirt.
He had all...
Yeah, don't pee on this poor girl's car, guys. Did she cheat on him? I'm guessing she probably did. Because if you're getting the entire team to piss on her car, she probably cheated on him with his best friend. That's the vibe I get, though. You also look like kind of a rube, a little bit to me. Like you did something nasty to get this to happen, though. I
all
don't
his
know.
teammates pee on my fucking car.
Yeah, but did you cheat on him with his best friend, though? It's going to be something shitty like that. I bet she was something shitty like that. Maybe I'm just judgmental. I don't know. Whatever.
Keep the bed all the time.
Gross. He was an alcoholic or a junkie or something. Yeah, don't sleep with someone who pisses in your bed, or, you know, in Johnny Depp's case, don't sleep with someone who poops, who literally shits the bed all the time. And I'm not saying that in a figurative way. I mean, like, literally, don't sleep with somebody who literally shits the bed. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know. Why are you putting me through this pain cycle of jettisoning stuff? Please don't do that. The storage space, guys, it's abysmal. It's like, fuck you, MMO industry, for all the shitty inventory space shit that you get up to against us as players all the time to lower our quality of life. I'll just say it. It lowers the quality of our life that you make these limited fucking inventories. It doesn't make it more real. It doesn't make it more fun. It doesn't make it more thinking or critical thinking or any of that shit. It just punishes us that our inventory is basically abysmally small, and a kid with a fucking book bag has more storage space than this. Whatever. Like, you know. Anyways. I'm done with this one and we move on, but I think this is the bonus. Oh, there's the cargo container that I just jettisoned. I pulled my MTU, and now we're gonna take a look at this one, which I believe is the bonus pocket. No, I keep going. There's a whole nother layer of this. Damn it. Oh man, extravaganzas, they pay out the ass, but boy, it takes forever. It takes so long. It takes so long, man. Maybe this one's easy. No, that's not easy. Oh yeah, the heavy missile batteries. Okay, so we're gonna go launch drones, stick an MTU out, launch for self. Get to spinning the MTU, orbit 5K, get the fucking engines and the mitigation up. Yep, and then spin that fucking MTU, and the drones are already taking damage. I want to kill these Amar heavy missile batteries. They hurt way too much. Yeah. You immediately went to the wrong target. Get on the right target now. Also, actually, the Kaioken and the Webifier actually were the right target, maybe. But if I don't get the batteries off the board, this is going to hurt too much. Get the batteries off the board. Yep. And already this drone must come back. Return to drone bay. Excuse me. Good. And then launch again. Good. And yep, pop missile batteries as ASAP. Yeah. These guys, they hurt too much. Yeah, get those gone. I believe we are good. So now, this isn't an incredibly visual video, so I will put it on in the background. Okay.
I found bottles of piss all around the apartment.
Gross.
He's just like
fucking whack job alcoholic, probably. Fucking gross.
Cheers to you, ho.
Fuck you. Fuck you,
Fuck
man.
you.
Zach Warner, you're a piece of trash.
Oh, you're a piece of trash, yeah. I have no fuck you. I have no fuck you to any of my exes. Am I just delusional? I'm like the high fidelity guy. You remember this John Cusack, High Fidelity, I believe it was. I definitely have gone back and examined all my relationships quite a bit, and I've been very successful in love, I would say, overall. I've spent I think 13 years of my life in long-term relationships, and not many of them were very long either. The longest one was 3 years, and I've spent a lot of time dating girls, and I would say that I'm friends with most of the girls that I dated, and I cherish each and every single one taught me really beautiful things about love and life, right? And love and light. And so I'm the John Cusack type. I tend to think of this like High Fidelity, where I want to talk to all my exes again to tell them how much they mean to me. It's like that song by my ex showed me a song like "Thank You Next," right, by Ariana Grande. That's the correct attitude to have about this, not the "fuck you ex," right? Even Ariel, who cheated on me, I still don't think of it like as like "fuck you ex." I really don't. I still don't. I think she just had issues. It had nothing to do with me.
I reacted in a way that later caused me a little bit of shame, you know, being vindictive and vengeful and just
goddamn
wanting
right,
them to
like
feel the pain that
yes. So like all these other humans around you behave badly when they go through breakups, and they want to throw all your shit out on the curb or whatever, and and embarrass you on a Sunday night at 4:30 in the morning or something. And so everybody's got this terrible breakup story. So then you see all these other humans wanting to act vindictive like that because they think that's the norm, and it's not. The norm is like treating the person with respect,
It's caused to me.
I threw a burrito.
And I'm like, but why don't you?
I had you remember when Walter White breaks up with Skylar White and he throws the pizza on the fucking roof? I thought that was so good. The pizza on the fucking roof. He was like fucking, like suck on this, and he tosses the pizza on the fucking roof. So good. Heisenberg was such a fucking good character.
You love me. How could you leave these titties?
How could you leave these titties? Yeah, like sometimes it's like that. Yeah, like how could you? Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Thinking, what would have happened.
She had a baby boy, and she named it after me.
Oh yeah, that's So I don't know if you guys know this, but my real life name is Sky. I'm proud of it. My real life name is Sky. Skycat is not something about FFXI Sky or something like that. Sky is my actual name, and I've had several girls tell me that they were going to name their kid after me. Something about it. They're like, I really like the name Sky. For some reason, girl, it's a great little icebreaker. I've always been able to talk to the perfect tens. Because they'll be like, what's your name? And they'll be like, blah, blah. And I'll be like, my name's Sky. And they're like, really? And they're like, that's such a good name. And it's a great little icebreaker, always has been. And then here on top of it, right, I can let them know that I have personality and shit. I'll be like, yeah, Sky. Like the sky, and I point upwards, right? And they love this shit. Girls twerk for a fucking man who's confident, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, sky like the sky. I'm fat, I'm ugly, whatever. I'm like a 5. I don't care. I can talk to 10s. I've never had an issue with it. I don't know what it is. I'm braggadocio about that, but I'm fucking proud about it too, because like girls, if they're good girls, they don't care what you look like. They don't. They're more about, can you make them laugh? Like if you can make the girl laugh and giggle, then she'll slap and tickle. Right? It's like an old little cliche. It's hilarious.
I cannot figure out why she did it though.
He cannot figure out why she named her kid after him. Here's a funny bit about this. I'll follow this through. How many something House MD said one time that stuck with me for the rest of my life is many men are raising many kids that they think are theirs but aren't. Yeah, that's a nasty little twisted thing about how many people are raising other people's kids and don't know it, right? Some men are unknowingly raising kids that are biologically related to them, but until recently numbers were uncertain. But now, I don't know, this is from 2013. I don't really trust this, but let's see what they have to say. The 3.5% number commonly bandied about was extrapolated from a pool of men that had done some DNA paternity testing. Now that DNA testing has gotten bigger, cheaper, and easier, we can get better numbers. A couple recent videos, somewhere between 0.6 to 0.9% of men are unknowingly raising another man's child. And so it's like, that's not much. That's like, what, 1% as of 10 years ago? It's not a bad number. I would have wagered it was more like 33, a little bit higher there, but that's just based off my own extrapolations of how the men around me behave and the women around me behave. I don't know what the number is. It's gonna be 1% if that's what they say it is for the DNA registry and all this, 23andMe, right? But I wonder sometimes, is it really that small? I think it's a pretty big percentage of men and women are raising other people's kids. I don't know. It's
the worst breakup you've ever had.
I just got out of a 5-year relationship.
Oh, she gonna cry. She thinks about it. She thinks about this all the time. This was her husband, I guarantee it. And this was a bad deal for her. Probably the rest of her life she spent recovering from it. Every once in a while, I think, why can't I get a girl like this who loves with all of her heart? Because almost all of the women, not all of them, but many of the women that I dated are actually rather cold. And they just don't love like that. Ooh.
I just didn't see myself marrying him or being with him too much longer.
Aw. He was probably a junkie or something stupid, you know.
It was late at night, and we took a walk, and
I dropped it on him. I was like, I break up with you.
we went real slow.
Yeah, because, you know.
He knew that when we got back to the car, I'd just drive him home, and that would be it. And that was it. And I haven't talked to him since.
See, that's a good breakup right there. That's, I think, an average breakup. It's not that bad. You know it's coming, it happens, and you accept it, and you move on, and you never see each other again. That's a good breakup. No broken fucking windows, no, you know, no torched cars or shat beds, you know.
I tried to open the door and she shut it, and then I ended up like breaking down in her arms.
You over?
Am I over her?
No. I'm such an asshole. I don't care. I'm an asshole. Whatever I am, I am.
If it's sharing life,
no, he's like, no. Yeah, like it's obvious. Yeah.
Else, and they leave, they took half of your life with them.
No pissing on their car, right? No pissing on their car. No shitting in their bed, right?
So I did not go down there that day.
You know what the funny thing is?
I
think that was probably her shitting on his bed.
Oh.
Was probably the best thing that she ever did for him.
Oh. Well, I guess I do see his shitty little, So, okay, once in a while you have a bad situation and it takes a wake-up call. Shitting in his bed was most likely the wake-up call. I know it would be for me. Yeah, I don't know. Usually when someone shits the bed, it's kind of a big sign that they've either got a bad problem with alcohol or a bad problem with a relationship or a bad problem with heroin or something shitty, you know, literally shitty. Oh, and, you know.
Because that's probably one of the first times that he really realized.
That would be the last straw for me. Yeah, if the girl shits in your bed, usually it's the other way around too. I bet women have a lot more stories to tell about how a man shat their bed than men can say that the women shit. Like women, I don't think many women shit the bed. I don't know, maybe when they're old or whatever and they've got incontinence problems. But I don't think most girls shit the bed. I think they're probably above that. Maybe I'm sexist or whatever the fuck. But I bet men do. They get too drunk all the fucking time. Women don't shit the bed. That's a male issue. But see, this girl, she shat the bed both literally and figuratively, and it probably was a wake-up call for him. And Asman is right in that respect. He probably is right in the respect that, like, this probably was a wake-up call for Johnny Depp when his friend shows him a cell phone picture of the girl who literally took a shit in his bed while he was away.
Of how fucking insane that she was.
I don't know, shitting the bed is that insane though. Like, so we just watched this video. That's the worst part. I think there's far worse breakup stories than this though. I think there is. I was hunting for them kind of. Right, lost love. No, I don't want crying tragedy. What's your worst, right? Having them kill themselves. Oh, the saddest breakup stories. Breakups don't have to leave you broken, right? This is my vibe. I'm on the TED Talks level with this. I'm like, breakups don't have to leave you broken, right? This is literally my mentality about it. You let them happen like that, but it doesn't have to be that way about it like that, right? Break up with regrets. Why? See, I'm not getting my toxic 6 here, but I'm looking like hilarious breakup stories, right? I want to see really bad nightmares what I did, but I think I want to hear hilarious breakup stories because, like, this is probably, what are some funny breakup stories you have? Okay, here we go.
My now ex-girlfriend gave me the "it's not you, it's me" excuse. My response: George Costanza's word-for-word reply.
Right? I didn't, you're giving me the I'm not you, it's not you, it's me thing. I invented it's not you, it's me. I came up with that, yeah.
Reddit. What are some funny breakup stories you have? A girl I knew in high school had her boyfriend of 3 years break up with her and start going out with her best friend. His reason? Because her friend had a mechanical arm and he thought it was cool. I kid you not. Legitimate reason. I dump a girl for a cyborg girl. my first.
This is clickbaiting and stupid. Goodbye. So, yeah, come on, man. No, see, this is the same shit, though, right? Yeah, like, UE stories, gonna stay away from that, because it's not good. Can we sort by anything here? Yeah, see, you did relevance, but see, I did a bad query here. But see, I want to see view count, right? I want to see, give me the, spill the tea, bitch. Yeah, funniest breakup notes, right?
Hello, friends, it's me. It's 3 a.m. I went to 4 stores tonight trying to find.
Yeah, sure, why not?
We were dating for
6 years! Don't date a dude for 6 years before breaking up on them. Shitting the bed, I mean, how long were they together? Like 2 or 3 years, I think, but something like that. But don't date somebody for 6 years and then tell them you're cheating on them. I think some people go through far worse than what he got, I think, a little bit.
Because her doing that, because all the way up until then, I'm going to get my stuff, and, you know, like, maybe it's like, you know what? Like, you know, maybe we'll talk it out after she gets back from Coachella, and, you know, she might have...
instead she just literally shut the bed.
Been in a bad mood, and, well, you know, I can fix her, right? And then, you know, your boy shows you a picture of her taking his shit in your bed, and you're like, actually...
I can't fix you. No.
Never mind.
Never mind. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, actually, never mind.
That is the biggest favor that she could have ever fucking done for him. That's my honest opinion on it. There's somebody a thank you to 5 to the subs. Yeah. It's not a red flag. It's a brown flag. Goddamn right.
God, the chat is funny. So they were like, Amber Alert, Amber Alert.
Yeah, and like you can tell, like, it's probably the first time in probably those 2 days that he had been gone that he had laughed.
Right. I thought it was funny. Amber Alert, Amber Alert. Yeah. Oh god. Only a Reddit like Asmongold. Like, you know, I'm one of them. You know, I don't like Reddit. I don't sit on Reddit ever. But like, I am an Asmongold fan, and only an Asmongold chatter who uses Reddit a lot would ever come up with a comment like that.
Right. It's like, imagine how freeing that picture must have been for him to see. He's like, you know what? You know, we'll see what happens. He sees this. You know what? That's it. Shit happens. Yep. Shit happens. It's just unbelievable. I can't imagine the smell. I don't want to.
I don't want to.
That is unbelievable, man.
Disgusting.
Post shit clarity. And it's so ridiculous. I mean, even he was laughing at it. You said saying, yeah,
like it was so extreme
he
that
was laughing
you
at
know. Yeah.
She's asking for $7 million from him, and you know what I think? I think that's the best deal of his life.
Yeah, take it. If that's what she wants, give it to him. Give it to her, excuse me. If that's what she'll take to go away and stop fixating and stop targeting and ruining his life and all that, I would easily pay someone $7 million. I would have paid this guy who tried to kill me, who I put in jail and shit. I would have paid him $7 million if I had it, for him to just go away. Some people, when they fixate on you, it's literally like the worst thing that could have possibly ever happened to you. It's happened to me. Think like Michael Myers in Halloween, right? That's what basically happened to me. And like, trust me, when they fixate, you just don't, you know, you don't want that. You give anything to let them, to just make them go away.
He has to pay $7 million.
You know you're in an issue. I can guarantee it. He probably got to this point where he was like, what if I just kill her? Right? He would never do that, but I guarantee it probably crossed his mind. What if I were to just kill her? It would make this all end, right? That's when you know something's really wrong. I definitely had a thought about that guy like that. Because I was like, I would never do that. I'm morally better than that. I was raised better. My mother taught me better than to have thoughts like that even. But it did cross my mind. I was like, man, the only way I'm ever going to end this fixation of this sick fucking sociopath is like death. He's going to do this till he dies. But it turns out the cops actually did end it. Thank God. You know,
$1 million to get this woman out of his life.
Yeah,
that is the best deal of his fucking life.
Yeah, with somebody who has like $300 million, sure, give him like a 30th of your wealth and walk away. You know, I get the feeling that's what she wants. I don't don't know. It's sex. I'm straying into sexist judgment territory that I'm not very comfortable with.
That's for $100 million. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a bit more, right? But like, if it's only $7, like, just get it out of the way, get it done.
Those are so far.
Yeah, I bet she did.
Fucking
okay,
80,
right,
goddamn 80.
And the way that the bar was situated, and where Miss Herb was, So if I could show you, so if this is the bar where the glass was and the bottles, this was the bar and I'm sitting here like this, she would grab the bottle and she would go there, she went there. And so I was leaning like this in the chair, looking at her. First bottle went, then got the other bottle, shot. Takes the second bottle, which is the larger one. I'm in this position again, and my hand is on the edge of the bar, like that, you know, leaning over, the fingers like that, and she threw the large bottle, and it made contact and shattered everywhere.
Jesus Christ.
And I honestly didn't feel the pain at first at all.
No, I've had some injuries like that. You're in shock so much that you literally don't feel the pain until the cuts start to really hurt, you know.
Pain whatsoever. What I felt was, I felt heat. I felt heat, and I felt
off in the blood, yeah.
As if something were dripping down my hand.
Oh no, she chopped off his finger with a bottle. That's what he's talking about? If somebody chopped off my finger, I would destroy them, their family. I don't mean destroy their family as in like kill, but I mean like pretty much ruin them. I would destroy everything they ever loved. I value my fingers so much. I love my fingers. I think in the end they're gonna take me very far, you know. I love my hands. I'm like very protective of them, and I know I sound psycho when I say this, but in particular, that man, he probably really values his fingers. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit crazy to see like where this goes mentally. Mentally, it's very sick. This whole mess. It's mental sickness. It's
looked down
and my finger is gone.
Realized that the tip of my finger had been severed, and I was looking directly at my bones sticking out, and the.
What are we attacking here? Like, yeah.
Portion of the inside of your finger, the
cartilage,
and blood was just pouring out.
Drive active.
And at that point, I think that I went into some sort of.
Warp drive active.
I don't know what a nervous breakdown feels like, but that's
yes, you
probably
do.
the closest that I've ever.
Oh, cool. Am I gonna lose the helo over that? I bet I am. Are you gonna actually get trajectory? Come on, line, bitch. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Yeah, you're gonna get me out of here. Woo. Little close that, but no cigar.
Life.
Yeah, I bet it's not.
Thanks for watching our YouTube.
God fucking damn, bro. Like, holy shit. How's she not in jail? I mean, I don't...
It's assault, but he didn't file the assault charge, and this is often how, like... This is how this goes with a male-dominated world. The women are almost always the victim. It's like it's unfortunate and sexist to say this a little bit. It's pro-feminine agenda shit, but women don't often kill. Women don't often rape, and women don't often beat people. They will, they do, but they don't though. They don't. important. It's not something they're very known for. Occasionally you'll get the Black Widow, or like the number one serial killer of all time was declared what she was is actually a woman who performed like 170 or something like that abortions, or maybe it was more. It was like 300. She performed like 300 abortions after they dropped the bomb in Hiroshima. And since the government said that she killed she killed those fetuses without the permission of the government, she essentially killed like 300 people. And so the number one serial killer of all time actually is a Japanese woman. But like then you drop down another 80 people before, like, you know, your egg guys and your Night Stalkers and such, and your fucking Gacy's and all this. You drop down like another 80 fucking serial killers before you see another woman. And I think it was like what's her name, the prostitute killer lady who like rage killed her Johns. I can't think of her name right now, but you know, she's rather famous. And like, you know, but it's not common. And then oftentimes when women kill, it's like they do it when they're nurses, and they're called Black Widows. They essentially they scare people around them by bringing somebody to the brink of death and then bringing them back to get the recognition that they saved a life. And then they go too far and they kill the person. That's actually something that happens more than we care to admit. But that, you know, like if you look at the statistics on murder, rape, and abuse and assault, it's often the man. So the system skews in that direction, as I think it should, kind of. The system, for every, like, you know, for every 100 cases that the system sees when it comes to DV, one of them is the girl, right? Like one of those 100 cases is the girl. It's like 1 in 100 or something like that. It's really not a lot. It's almost always like 99 dudes beating their wives, right? I'm not kidding, and the statistics are like that. So, and I am paraphrasing, I don't know, I'd have to pull up the stats, but that's what they're like though. So we're biased for the women when it comes to the system. The judges are biased when it comes to the women, when it comes to the system. So this guy, it would have been easier for him to pay out the $7 million not because she deserves it, not because he wants the problem to go away, but it would have been closure for both of them quickly and subtly, and would have maybe preserved both of their careers, right? Like they call this wheeling and dealing, or arbitration, right? Arbitration is ideal. What this ended up being is a disaster, and I think the arbitration might have responsibly fallen on him. He's the one with the resources and the knowledge. I'm not sure she does. I don't know anything about her, and that's the problem. And I think the world's gonna have to get to know her before they accept her story. So it's like, it sucks. It's like kind of a sexist thing to say that, you know, oh, she gets the ride just because she's a woman, right? But I think that's how we've actually pretty much like conducted ourselves as Americans for a long time, because almost 99% of all cases are a male perpetrator. So this is rare when this happens.
Man. It's just that's not.
How is she not in jail? I'll tell you why. Because how is she? You know, why didn't he file an assault charge? Because assault charges don't tend to stick on women. Women often don't beat on people. They do. I mean, it's not something he probably wanted to subject her to. I imagine he probably was with her because he does love her to some small degree. Maybe not, who knows? But I get the feeling he probably does love her in the end. And he doesn't want to subject her to an assault charge because it's, you know what kind of media circus that's going to be. You know, it's going to be terrible. Nice. It's going to be terrible for both of them. It's going to wreck her career. It's going to wreck his career. And so he was, like, on top of all this, the unfair aspect of this, of him being a celebrity, is such that the stakes are higher for him, you know.
He's suing for $50 million defamation. She said in an article that he abused her, lost his roles.
Now, if she chops off the tip of my finger, I've had that almost happen to me before. One time when I was a kid, I was playing with a rabbit trap, and it's like these pieces of spring-loaded metal that shoot a blade down into the ground when the rabbit like runs around by it. And I put my finger in there, and it damn near severed the tip of my finger off. And I've been there before. And I would say that is a lot of pain, but in the end, it's not the most terrible injury in the world if they can just fix it. If they can fix it, it's fine, right? Like injury, we like to make a lot more out of injuries than they actually are. You know?
I know that. Yeah, I fucking know that. That's nuts, man. Like, that's absolutely fucking nuts. Female privilege? I don't know about that. I feel like
it's not female privilege. It's like 99 out of every 100 cases, some dude was beating on the woman. Though women take it quietly. They'll support his ass even after he fucks up and beats the shit out of her. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, the gender politics around abuse are skewed towards the male. I'm sorry, but that's the reality.
It's a lot of people, like, I feel like if you're...
Oftentimes, like, a girl isn't even strong enough to physically assault a guy. That's often the case. Like he'll often be twice her size. That's kind of how humans are. Men tend to be almost like twice the weight of a girl. Like, girls tend to be 140 pounds. Sometimes dudes tend to be like 240. I mean, seriously, like 100 pounds more than the lady. Like, you know, it tends to be like the men are bigger, you know.
Rich, you don't really go to jail. Like, I mean, that's not really like...
I think rich people go to jail every day. It's just not as much as they should, you know. Rich people can afford lawyers, so they don't go to jail as much as they should. But I think rich people do go to jail every day. I think it does happen. It's a sweeping generalization to say that his money is part of this or that her money is part of this. She was a Hollywood actress. So I'm gonna assume that she's like a 7 to 8 figure income lady. Like, she probably does have like $1 million or so or more that she earned by being a Hollywood actress. I doubt she's totally broke. Right?
What happens, right? Like, poor people go to jail. Rich people, they don't really go to jail. I mean, like...
Yes, they do, though. Rich people go to jail every day. It's a bad sweeping generalization. Now, do they go as often as they should go? No. Because they buy their lawyers and they fucking buy their way out of it and all this horse shit. Now, is this my guy here? Yes, it is. Orbit. Right? Get that shield up. Oh, yeah. Get that spin going. Get those drones launched. Kill the things that are aggroed to me, because the other ones I don't think aggroed. Oh wait, those did, but yeah, whatever. Kill the gorilla and get on it and start it earlier rather than later. Yeah, and we'll see what we can do now. Couple warp ins here. I'm not doing so well, but I definitely am not going to lose my Gila over an extravaganza mission.
That's just not how the world works, and so that's what the difference is. And now he's suing her? Good. Yeah.
Yeah, defamation. It is defamation. To say that he's the abuser, that is actually like kind of the last straw to me. Shitting the bed is not the last straw. Her calling him the abuser is the last straw. That's not his vibe, I think. He's probably a Gandhi-esque pacifist like me. I doubt he actually believes in violence for resolution of anything at all. If I had to wager, I doubt he's a Hunter S. Thompson guy with a gun. You know, I don't think he's a violent guy. That is not his vibe. I don't think.
Pull the reverse card. I love.
Yeah, I don't see him being violent at all. I look at this man and I think a deep thinker. I see Gonzo. I see deep thinker. I see a lot of the tenets that I have, and I don't believe. And by the way, thank you for the agreement, because sometimes I feel like I'm alone on a lot of this stuff. How I fall on it is often not how a lot of other people fall on it. But I look at this guy and I think not innocent. I just don't think violent though. You know.
To see it. Abso-fucking-lutely, man. It's nuts to see this kind of crazy shit, man.
It's a high-profile case in the respect that the woman, I think, is likely to lose this, and that's very rare. It's like 1 in 100. So it definitely makes the case stick out more than it should.
And is this a vocal abuse is different than mental and physical? Yeah, it was only here.
I don't know though. Mental and isn't vocal abuse basically mental abuse? They're like the same thing. They come from your mind. They let the person know what you're thinking. It's and isn't basically vocally how we express our mental ideas. It's to me, vocal and mental abuse are the same thing. They're literally the same thing.
And half the story right now. I'm sure Johnny Depp was an asshole to her in some ways. Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, that's the way it goes. I mean, all this stuff is like never completely one-sided, but you know, it should.
I don't think he shat in her bed or severed her finger. I don't think. I can make a safe assumption he probably didn't do that sort of stuff. Mainly because he would lose his $300 million career.
Seems like it's going in one direction.
Yeah.
What do you think will happen? I mean, I don't know. I think that I feel like there's a lot of guys out there, and like this is the facts, right? There's a lot of guys out there that this is probably the most therapeutic thing that's happened to them. Like, this is better than therapy for them to see this trial happen. Because like I said about...
He's got a point there. Every once in a while, women do abuse guys. It's like 1 in 100, but it does happen. That's enough to make it happen a significant amount. And so, you know, and so this is probably soothing balm to some of these guys who just had to take the assumption that they were in the wrong based off their gender, right? And they call this like reverse gender politics, kind of, right? Usually it's the, like, you know, it's usually it's the guy who's being accused of being an abuser. So when the woman gets accused of being an abuser and they nail it in court, it's going to be like a bit of, you know, it's going to be a bit of validation for the men who have been through this same thing. And it begs the question,
Hello, I'm Simon Whistler. You're watching Top 10's Net, and in the video today we're looking at the top 10 disturbing facts about domestic abuse. According to the CDC, roughly 10 million people every year are subject to spousal abuse of some kind.
10 million.
And this doesn't even count the abuse numbers perpetrated against children by a battering parent. Domestic violence, it's a huge problem, and shutting it down while also dealing with the spread of it is an issue society has been trying to get a handle on for some time now. As we talk about in the video today, there are many disturbing facts surrounding domestic abuse and those who perpetrate it. Some of these facts make it difficult to stop the abusers or end the cycle of violence, and some of the laws meant to protect everyone make it easier for the abuser to continue harming others, walking free of any consequences. Number 10. Many abusers walk free because they convinced their victim to recant their testimony. Domestic abusers usually finally get caught because there is a disturbance heard by the neighbors and the police are called, or the victim finally decides to call themselves. In these situations, there is often an arrest made and the police will take a statement from the victim. The witness statement is important in taking down the abuser and getting them locked up where they belong, but sadly, the abuser often walks free. Many victims are either attached to the person who abused them or somehow fear retribution. And
I have a story about this. I had a man who eventually did try to kill me with a circular saw, who used to like to kick my door in and beat me up against the wall real hard, right? And so the first time he did this, I called the police and I filed an assault charge. And the police literally defended him despite my bloodied, bruised, and battered face. Because the police generally do defend the man. They're just, you know, and I am a man. But see, this man, he was like 58 when he did this. I was like 37 or something, 36, I think. And they were like, why did you let an older man do this? Well, because I'm a pacifist. What do? I'm on probation, too. If I assault him and he sticks me with an assault charge, I go to jail for 10 years. All he gets is like 1 or 2 years on an assault charge. I'll catch 10. I'll get violation of probation, revocation of, I was under revocation of probation and all this crap. And like, had he filed an assault charge on me for defending myself, which has happened to me before, kind of not defending myself, but like, I've never had to defend myself either. Like, I was in a much more dangerous position than him. I could have been compromised very badly. And so they like literally dismissed it. They drove away. They didn't file my assault charge that I begged them to. They took his side. And they were like, why didn't you defend yourself? You're twice his size. Well, motherfucker, because I'm on probation and it could have been a violation I would have gone to jail for. I'm more scared of the cops than I was of him. I'm still more scared of the cops than I've ever been of him. And I'm scared of the cops putting me in jail for 10 years on a trumped up false assault charge because they have a history of doing that to me. I've beaten 7 false assault charges from the fucking Denver fucking county court. And like, I'm kind of sick of it. I'm sick of them playing their little dog and pony games having to do with false assault charges. And the whole thing stank of me losing. So I just didn't engage in it. I let him do it. And I told him, please leave, please leave. I'm going to call the police and all this crap. And eventually, like, finally, like, they did arrest his ass and hit him with, like burglary and assault and assault with a deadly weapon and all this crap, and they hit him with like 6 felonies. But it took 2 times of them just driving away after I tried to file the assault charge with a bloody face. I've got the pictures if you guys want to see them. I had a bloody fucking bruised, battered fucking face while I was talking to the police, and they literally sided with him who did not have a cut on him. No physical, like he had bruised knuckles, you know. But that was it. He was like, and often I think the cops just side with whoever the power player is in the situation. He talked them out of it, and I didn't say a fucking word other than I don't want an assault charge, you know? I want him to have an assault charge. He's the one who just beat the shit out of me. And they sided with him both times because he was like twice my age. You know, they didn't want to throw an assault charge at an old guy. But see, what can I do? I can't defend myself without him flipping it on me and giving me an assault charge. And it's a terrible thing. This. So it's like, God damn it, you know.
And end up later.
So on top of it, I've seen it so bad as when I actually really wanted somebody to go to jail for assaults, they just laughed at it and drove away. I've had that too. Like, fuck that.
Testimony. This makes it...
Even though I had a bloodied and battered fucking face, they laugh and drive away. Police are not good people. The police are just like Concord. They're there to punish. That's all they're there for. So they look for somebody to punish when they don't see it or they don't agree with you or whatever the fuck. They'll just drive away. They don't care. They don't care.
Very hard for the prosecutor.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. That's all that shit's over with me in my life. I have a bit of a you know, I've got like a survivor of a horror movie vibe, you know, but it's all that shit's over with in my life. I'm just saying this is my own personal fucking I hate police and I have a reason to. Most people don't. I have a real reason to hate police. I've had them very much put my life at jeopardy, you know, several times. So, you know, whatever. I have a lot more reason to dislike them than most people do. I am not saying they're bad people, you know.
With the case, and it often means that the abuser goes entirely scot-free.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. He went scot-free and continued to beat on me like 50 more times. Bloody. He did that like 50 more times. Something like that. And like, God damn it. Why did he go free? If the cops had done their goddamn jobs, you know...
To make matters worse,
and finally I had to run for my life. I literally got my shit and I moved out of the place and I ran for my fucking life and I hid from him. He was a sociopath killer. He was like Michael fucking Myers. He was a psychopath. You know, whatever. And it's not my fault. That's all I can say. I didn't do any. I never did cross him. I never stole from him or dishonored him or talked shit about him or was ever negative to him in any way. A sicko can just fixate on you and ruin your life. It's a reality. It can happen. Humans are very sick right now.
In these situations, the abuse victim nearly always ends up back with the abuser. In some situations, this means the batterer is.
But see, we know all this. I'm looking for surprising facts. See, this is all the basics of domestic abuse. We know all this shit. See, what I'm looking about is the stuff that you wouldn't think would be a deal, right? Yeah, male victim of domestic violence, right? Yeah. Yeah, top. Yeah, how are abusive women created, right? Yeah,
I've been in 24 different foster homes. My first time.
See, they call it the cycle of violence. In my experience, if that person has been dealt a violent hand, if their parents or whoever has harmed them in some physical way, they end up expressing themselves by doing that to someone else, and they call that the cycle of violence. And no, women are not impervious to this. No. You got to wonder what happened to Amber Heard, right? And I guarantee this is what's running through Johnny's mind. It's not just her, it's her background. Something's fucked up in her background.
About 2 months, and it was because my mother had called DCFS on herself for abusing me, because she would abuse me. My grandma told me stories how she would abuse me as a baby. Like, I have pictures of me with black eyes in 2 months. I've been abused, I've been raped, I've been molested, I've been tortured.
At what age?
My first time ever being raped, I was 5. I hate myself.
I'm making this video because I'm tired of people saying things like, some people are abusive and some people aren't. You can't...
Yeah, some women have terrible things in their past, and I would guess that's what's wrong with Amber Heard. But immediately, the minute he did this, he lost me, though. Because he's actually using this as a pulpit to say that all women are like this, but I would say probably 1% of women are like this. Now, all men might be like this, not all men, of course, but it's something like really small. It's like probably like 2 in 10. Something like that, but 2 in 10 is enough, right? It's that women are definitely not all abusers, no, and that's the point that he's trying to. Right. That's kind of the point. Like it's a little bit misogynistic, the point that he's trying to make when he took the pulpit there. You know.
Jeff, for example, it's like his girlfriend hit him, and then the cops show up, and guess who's in the car? Jeff's in the car, and it's like guys see this, and they've been in this position before, right? And like a lot of times, like cops will just assume that you're the guy in the wrong, right? And I mean, like, to be fair, there's a lot of statistics that say a lot of times, like, listen, Who was it? Was it Chris Rock that made the joke about?
You guys remember, the movie Casino? What Sharon Stone eventually puts. This was a real story too. Casino was based after a real guy with a real history with of what they put in that movie is exactly what happened to him. That was based on a true story. Forget the name, but Andy something like that. I forget, but he was the big casino owner, and Sharon Stone was so psycho at the end of that. She was like a cocaine addict, drunk, abusive. She locked her daughter up and stuff like that. Women can be abusers. It's just very, very rare.
Guys always joke about their crazy girlfriends. The reason why girlfriends never joke about crazy boyfriends is because they're dead. Yeah, so I get it. I get it. But at the same time, it's just people should be treated the same way. Yeah, I think it was Chris Rock. Yeah, there he goes. And Donald Glover, maybe it was. I forgot what it was. But anyway, all I'm saying, right, is that guys do bad shit all the time too. But I think that there's an assumption of guilt with a guy whenever this happens, and I feel like a lot of guys have had this happen with a girl before, and so.
I was talking to my mom about this, and I was like, yeah, when it's a good man. The women around when it's a good man who isn't guilty of this stuff, the women around will come and defend. The women around him will come and be like, yeah, this isn't true though. He is a good man, and
seeing this trial is very very cathartic for them, for sure.
Yeah.
Something mental abuse. My ex-girlfriend definitely heard to speak up about the societal idea that men should be strong and can't be victims of abuse. Yeah, I've seen this before, and even I'll see women that say this. They're like, oh well, why can't he just defend himself? Be a man.
Yeah, why can't he defend himself? Be a man. Yep. But see, real men don't fucking slap a dude, in public. That anyways.
That's so disgusting, man. And guys say it too, by the way. It's not like this is a girl only thing. Guys perpetuate this shit a whole lot. It's just so disgusting, man. It really is. Watch the thumbnail on this cutter video. It's audio tape of her beating on him. I don't want to watch that, man. Fuck that. And Amber's parents are legit on Johnny's side. It sucks, man. It just fucking sucks.
Yeah, but they're the ones who likely made her this way, though.
Be a man gets you jailed for 10 years? Well, I mean, I don't want to get into it, right? But, Jeff's a bodybuilder.
See, that was the thing. The cops were like, be a man, defend yourself. Why didn't you defend yourself? When they walked away from it, they didn't let me file my charge and shit. They just drove away. One of them drove away with my driver's license, too, by the way, which I'll never forget. That actually caused us a lot of fucking problems because the man was going to kill me. I had to leave with no driver's license, and that cop drove away with my driver's license, too, when he didn't file the assault charge. I kind of want to sue him a little bit, but I'm not gonna. But where I'm going with this is that was their attitude. They were like, why didn't you be a man and defend yourself? Because I could have gone to jail for 10 years. It's a short answer. It's what I told him, and that's what I say now. Could have gone to jail for 10 years. That's why I told him. And they were like, yeah, well, you should have stood up. He's much smaller than you. You should have stood up for yourself. Yeah, but see, I'm a fucking pacifist. Literally, for me, it's almost a religious choice not to strike other living things. It's almost a religious choice. It's it's like a vow of not poverty. It's like a vow of peace. And it goes against everything I've fucking stood for my entire fucking life to harm another living thing. It's not just about him. It's about me, too. I will not sink to his fucking level, no.
He's 6'1", 6'2", right? And
I could have just, I told him, I was like, if you continue to beat on me like this, I told him one day, I stepped up to him, I put eye to eye, and I was like, if you continue this, I will break every bone in your fucking body and leave you for dead. That's verbatim what I told him. I didn't mean that, but that's what I wanted, though. I'll tell you right now, I'll tell you what I wanted to say, is I will break every motherfucking bone in your body and leave you for death. And that's what and that didn't work. And if that doesn't work, trust me, it's gonna take the police to end that. If they don't listen to that, nothing can stop it. Because I was dead serious too. I was like, if you persist in this, if he scared the woman I loved away, he was an asshole. And I was like, if you persist in this, I will break every bone in your body and leave you for dead. And I meant it. I meant it at the time. I never would do it. I'm not that weak. I'm not weak enough to actually give in to my animal instincts. I'm not like that. But I did think about that a lot. I was like, boy, it sure would be nice. I still think about it from time to time. Boy, it would sure be nice to break every bone in his motherfucking shithead life. You
Like,
know?
so if there's an altercation with...
But as it was, he lost everything. He lost his friends, he lost his money, he lost his family, he lost his job, he lost his house, he lost his car, he lost his possessions, he went to jail for 2 years, he was a felon, can't work anymore, can't do anything. He lost everything because he did all that. I didn't lose anything. Oh, I lost something. But I didn't lose anything tangible, really. You know?
Girl, they're going to assume that he's the kind of guy that's going to be causing the problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the men are always the target of like this, oh, he's an asshole thing, but once in a while it can be the woman. It can be.
And so it's just, it sucks, man.
I always thought that the character of Dolores in Harry Potter, right? Everybody loves to hate this lady. She's got all the kitten posters, and she makes all these rules about Hogwarts and stuff. Dolores in Harry Potter, I think, right? Umbridge, or Professor Umbridge, right? Dolores Umbridge versus Harry Potter or whatever, right? Everybody loved it, but I thought this was kind of a wonderful little metaphor for about how the worst dictator in your fucking life, I'm talking your fucking life, can absolutely be a woman. And that was where I thought J.K. Rowling was going, with this character. She just burns the fucking bird. Like, full of symbology, this. She just harms everybody around her. And, like, you know... Can a woman be Hitler? Absolutely. Can a woman be Hitler? Yeah. Can a woman be a fascist dictator? Absolutely. Can a woman ruin everyone's lives? Absolutely. It is entirely possible. They can do anything that we can do, and maybe better too. So it's like kind of weird. It's weird to assume that the women won't take these roles of dominance and fascism and terrible fucking control, because they will. They will. Women are no different. They're we're the same. They're just human beings, just like men. You know.
Really does. Little girl in the hospital asked what happened to his finger. What you're describing right now is toxic masculinity. His expectations being held up by men and women. I mean, sure. I feel like all of these terms, like toxic masculinity, like a lot of these like terms people use all the time are. They're so watered down and they're so weaponized.
It's a bit
everybody
wishy-washy.
uses them in like different ways, and it's like there's like no.
Toxic masculinity to me is like knowing that you're being masculine in a style that offends people on purpose, and I don't think that's everyone else's definition of it. Like talking about blowjobs when your mom or your grandma's around or something. That's like, to me, you're acting like an asshole when you talk about that shit around women. It's just it's crude, and it's kind of like coarse and a little bit vulgar and stuff. But you'll see men engage in this kind of behavior all the fucking time. That's toxic masculinity. Like, there's a time and place for certain things, and some men don't care. You know, it's
determined determined thing. Like the toxic masculinity, like, yes, it's true. It's like a buzzword, right? Like, yeah, you're right, but I don't like using the term because
it's a blanket term that I don't like. It's full of fallacy a little bit. It implies that all masculinity is toxic, and it is not. Some wonderful energy on this planet is absolutely masculine. You know, not to defend men or whatever. I don't really much like men, but but I'm not saying male energy is bad, though. It is not. I feel like it's just like people. Once in a while, you get somebody protecting you who is just trying to be a strong man. Once in a while, you get somebody trying to fix the community instead of destroy it, and some of that energy can be masculine in origin,
That term, and like for me,
I remember in Denver, what was it, the Guardian Angels? I think Denver, there was a whole masculine crew in Denver, right, Guardian Angels. These were wonderful men. Was it the Guardian Angels, I think? Yeah, they're there. So seeing with the red hat, right? These were men, right, who patrolled East Colfax in Denver. It's one of the worst streets in the world. And it's riddled with, like, heroin and crack abuse and homelessness and just terrible, terrible fucking problems. Like, Denver at its worst, And there was this organization called the Denver Guardian Angels. And I used to love seeing them when I was a kid. Because without them, East Colfax would have turned into Skid Row. And they they would patrol East Colfax like they were cops, but the whole point of them being there was to disarm fistfights, to disarm public drunkenness, to not like to help the junkies get to you know, if they're like passing out on the streets, to help them get to detox, help people like peaceably fix their societal problems. And they weren't armed. They were just really big guys. They were like bikers. You know?
Coloradans are in this together.
And this is an example, and they were all men too. I mean, this was a masculine organization. It was men who cared about their community, who stepped in and physically stood there and made sure that people didn't get hurt. And I have a lot to say about this. This is an example of non-toxic masculinity, when you just use your power for something good, as opposed to like beating your wife or talking about like, you know, like her, you know, clapping her cheeks or whatever the fuck.
Denver for 2 decades hit the streets for the first time in weeks tonight. The new focus of the Denver Guardian Angels is helping some of the most vulnerable to COVID-19. Our Connor McHugh joined the commander today.
They had red hats, kind of like, you know, kind of like Nazis. They definitely they weren't Nazis at all, but they wore the red hats. They stuck out. They stood out. They definitely had a uniform, you know.
Commander of the group came out to be stepping up for those in need.
Yep.
Few people know East Colfax the way Robbie Salo does.
Capitol Hill's always been our home.
I love this shit. I used to love seeing the Guardian Angels. They made me feel so safe when I was on the streets, because these people, they want to kill each other with guns and shit. There's a lot of violence and terrible shit right there at that fucking Sinclair station by East fucking High School. People die. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, like, you know.
For 25 years, his group, the Guardian Angels, has worked to curb violence in the area.
Yep, that's all they were doing. They were just there to let people know that, like, it's an ounce of prevention is better than than a pound of cure or whatever. Just let people know that there was somebody overlooking the streets, that they had the time to do it. They were often elderly, but they were always these big ass motherfucking bouncer biker guys. I fucking respect these guys so much.
There's a new focus.
You know, and I would say this is vigilanteism at its worst, but I'm sorry, at its best, really. It's vigilanteism at its best, but they never used their power for ill. They were just there to make sure that violence was not the norm. That's their only goal, really.
I'm very concerned about the plight of the homeless. I'm concerned that there could be people infected.
Yeah, when you're drunk and you're on heroin and you're pissed off because some dude stole your bed and stole your heroin and your alcohol, you want to kill him, right? I don't never been there, but that's my assumption of how that works. So then we have violence like that on the fucking streets, and so they're there to make sure that doesn't happen. They step in, they break it down. They're like enforcers with no guns. They just step in and they're like bouncers, and they bounce you from whatever bad situation it is. These are wonderful men. This is an example of how not all masculine energy can be bad. You know,
this virus that won't seek treatment that could spread it amongst the rest of the population.
So
there is such a thing as good men left. It's very rare.
Denver has confirmed at least 2 positive cases among the homeless. On Saturday, Robbie looked for anyone else with symptoms between High Street and Civic Center Park.
Mostly verbally inquire.
They always had army boots, fatigues, tasers and shit, like non-lethal takedown stuff, because they were ready to fight the worst gangbanger there. They were not scared of it. They were ready for it. They wanted it. They were like, you want to act like an asshole in the fucking streets when these people's lives are bad enough as it is already? We'll shut you down and we'll eject you and we'll put you in jail if we have to. They're like their whole vibe. It was the most peaceful, non-peaceful I've ever experienced, I think.
Along the way, he offered up resources and much-needed essentials.
Bam, bam, bam.
It's tough. It's really tough to get the resources that are needed for people right now. I think that the homeless population has completely been overlooked, honestly.
It's exploded.
Typically, Robbie would be joined by a number of other Guardian Angels.
A number of our group are older, even in that vulnerable group, and many people have circumstances where they either have somebody quite vulnerable in their home or they're just afraid.
But for now, he's ready, willing, and able to step up on his own.
This is the crisis of our generation, of our time, like the world wars were. And I think it's so important that everybody that can do something. It's a different game now. And it's, we got to be cautious, but not paralyzed.
I love that gold dome.
Now today, Robbie did not run into any people who were exhibiting any symptoms, but a lot of the people he talked to...
So they want to turn this about COVID, but I think it was mainly about Guardian Angels, you know? Yeah.
I hear that term, my brain turns off. I'm like,
yeah, I hear toxic masculinity, right? We'll go through one of the reasons, right? So list the fallacies, right? It's slippery slope. It's straw man. It's there's a bunch of fallacy in the statement. toxic masculinity. It implies that there's no such thing as non-toxic masculinity. It's just like, it's kind of like Make America great again, that the Trumper traitors try to use, you know what I'm saying, trying to say that America's not great by saying that it needs to be great again. And that to me is the most anti-patriotic thing I've ever heard in my life. And that came from those that want to bring patriotism back or whatever. It's just a sick, weird, non-patriotic thing. So we take a look at the fallacies in the statement toxic masculinity. There's a bunch of them. It's sweeping generalization. It's slippery slope. It's hyperbole. It's no true Scotsman. There's a bunch of fallacies in the statement toxic masculinity. Even though I like the phrase, you know, it's a social justice warrior phrase, but it's not a good one though.
Among other things, covered some common logical fallacies, and I really enjoyed it, and I want everyone to share my joy. Fallacies are really interesting. We use them all the time without thinking about them. And if you find yourself talking to someone who strawmans so hard that they're going to be picking chaff out of their hair for a week, it would be good to be able to point at what exactly it is that's making meaningful discussion impossible. I will also put a link to a website which has pages entitled "Your Logical Fallacy Is," which also has more detailed explanations. Let's go. Fallacy of composition. If it's true of the parts, then it's true of the whole. If there are 3 great players on my hockey team, then my hockey team must also be great, right? And the opposite, fallacy of division. If it's true of the whole, then it must be true of the parts. If my flat is about half the size of your flat, then it follows logically that my doors must be half the size of your doors. The gambler's fallacy is the idea that streaks of good luck or bad luck exist and are not just random noise. It's been read 6 times in a row, it's on a streak. Tu quoque. Or, who are you to talk? If your sister, who does no exercise, says, you should do 150 minutes of moderate or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise a week to be healthy, it is the tu quoque fallacy to say, I'll do it when you do. Who are you to lecture me about what exercise I should be doing? Her not doing exercise says nothing about whether or not you should do it. Straw man. Willfully misrepresenting an argument often...
Willfully misrepresenting an argument. Are all men toxic? No.
In a massively high...
Is all masculinity toxic? No. It's it's hyperbolic, which hyperbole is another one. It's
we should cut down on our use of fossil fuels. Oh, so you want to ban all cars and make 80-year-olds with suitcases run around on bicycles, do you? No.
No.
You're evil.
You're evil. Burn the witch.
Burn the witch and don't listen to the witch's opinions. They're the devil's words. Sometimes people are obviously biased or subjective, and so you should treat their arguments with care. But it's generally better form to attack the argument rather than the person. Somewhat related to this is the genetic fallacy, which is assuming that an argument is automatically wrong because of its source. Even a stopped clock is right twice a day. Fallacious appeal to authority. Sometimes it's appropriate to look at what experts think on a topic, but fallacious appeals to authority bring in someone who's an expert in an entirely unrelated field and expect you to treat them as an expert in this field. Being an expert in particle physics doesn't mean you'll automatically have sensible opinions on, say, pig husbandry, or vice versa. Red herring. A fallacy of distraction. Well, they might have stolen the puppy, Your Honor, but look how sad they are to be in court. Red herrings may seem plausible, but are ultimately irrelevant. In our example, a person being sad because they have been made to come to court is not relevant to whether or not they actually stole the puppy. That particular red herring is also an example of appeal to emotion. Appeals to emotion attempt to distract you by making you feel bad for the other person. So why should we hire you for this job? Because if you don't hire me, then I'll be out on the street, and I'll have to live in a cardboard box. You don't want to make me live in a cardboard box, do you? Appeal to popularity, or bandwagon. 5 million people can't be wrong. Appeal to tradition. People have been doing this for thousands of years, so it must be right. Appeal to nature. Ooh, don't trust medicine or science. It's full of chemicals which are bad for you. Here, take this belladonna. It's very natural. Appeal to ignorance. If you can't prove it false, it must be true, or vice versa. You can't prove that ghosts don't exist, therefore they must exist. Well, you can't prove that ghosts do exist, so therefore they clearly don't. Both of these are appeals to ignorance. Begging the question. Assuming to be true a premise that you are trying to prove. Zog the Great is infallible because in the big book of Zog the Great, it says that he's infallible, and we know that the text is infallible because it was written by Zog, who is infallible, because it says so in the book, which was written by someone who said. Equivocation is using one word to mean multiple things and thus drawing incorrect conclusions, often on purpose. Any law can be repealed by the proper authority. The law of gravity is a law. Therefore, the law of gravity can be repealed, which conflates law in the legal sense and law in the scientific sense and makes you look like a bit of an idiot. False dichotomy, or black or white. Either you agree with everything I say or you're an evil baby eater.
That's part of this. This is one of them. False dichotomy, right, is the assumption that all males are toxic, you know?
Or black or white. Either
It's black or white thinking.
You agree
It's
with everything I say, or you're an evil baby eater. There is no middle ground.
there's no middle ground. Can men just be good, have good intentions, you know?
Sort of opposite to the black and white fallacy is the middle ground fallacy, which says if some people think 2 + 2 is 4, and some people think 2 + 2 is 5, then clearly the answer lies somewhere in the middle. No. Decision point fallacy or the Sorites paradox. The decision point fallacy says because there is a continuum, it means we can't distinguish between things. But just because the boundaries between things are a bit blurry doesn't mean we can't tell one thing from another. I know that a horse is a mammal and a frog is an amphibian, even though frogs lay eggs and so do some mammals. Duck-billed platypi, what you gonna do? The slippery slope fallacy is the assertion that one step will inevitably lead to another, which will inevitably lead to another, which will inevitably lead to doom. If you get a credit card, then you will overspend and you will not be able to make your payments, and then you will definitely end.
There's this assumption like if we just let men act like men, that it will be toxic and that it will be a toxic masculinity running this patriarchal fucking society and all this. It's a slippery slope. This, if you say all men are toxic, it's a slippery slope a little bit. Eventually, it ends in doom, and that's not so real. It's not so real about this. I'm not trying to defend men. I just don't like these blanket social justice like fucking statements that people throw around like a weaponized bomb all the time.
End up living on the street in a cardboard box. If you can stop at any of the steps, then it's a fallacy.
If you can stop at any of these steps, like then it's a
hasty
it's a
generalizations
fallacy,
or anecdotes. This is
it's a hasty generalization to be like, toxic masculinity is one of the biggest problems in the world. It's a hasty generalization. It's not just that. Sure, men are gonna act like assholes, talk about booty clapping cheeks and fucking blowjobs, and oh my god, look at her fucking tits and all this, and it's like it's bad behavior. But are all of us like that? No.
You draw a general.
It's hasty to say we are,
conclusion from a small or biased sample.
Sure.
Obviously.
Okay, when a girl walks by, I look at her ass. I do. When she walks past me, I'm looking. If she's cute, I'm looking at her ass. Do I state it to everybody around me? No. Do some of my friends state it to everyone around them? Absolutely yes. And that is the difference. Are all of us like that? No. It's a sweeping generalization. It's a slippery slope. There's a lot of us that don't act like this.
Examples include things like, well, my aunt smoked 10 cigarettes a day and she lived to 109, so cigarettes mustn't be bad for you. But it's also one of the reasons that self-selective surveys aren't particularly good for drawing general conclusions about a population. Faulty analogy. Comparing things which aren't actually similar in the way that would be relevant. Government is like business. Since businesses strive to make a profit, so should government. Burden of proof. When you insist that it's incumbent upon the person who disbelieves your claims to provide proof against them, rather than providing proof for them yourself. I am a ghost. No, you're not. Why are you saying that? Prove it then. Prove me wrong. Prove I'm not a ghost. Since you're the one saying you're a ghost, surely it's incumbent upon you to back up this rather extraordinary claim, which you can't because you can't walk through walls and you're not transparent nor remotely scary. Woo! I'm a ghost. You're really not. Affirming the consequent is when you say something like, my dog barks when there's an intruder. My dog is not barking, therefore there's no intruder. Which, if your premises are in fact correct and there is no way that your dog would not bark when there's an intruder, is fine. However, my dog barks when there's an intruder, my dog is barking, therefore there must be an intruder, is not valid. I mean, dogs bark for all sorts of reasons, so unless your premise is, my dog only barks when there are intruders, this is not right. The opposite of this is denying the antecedent. If it barks, then it's a dog. It's barking, therefore it's a dog. Great. But if it's not barking, then it's not a dog, is not valid, because maybe it's just a dog that's, tired. Moving the goalposts. You make a claim like, I can read minds. When someone tests this and you fail the test, you then say, well, I can only read minds which are on the right wavelength. Didn't mention that before. Moving the goalposts. False cause. Correlation is not causation, so even if global temperatures increase while pirate numbers decrease, that doesn't mean that pirates prevent global warming. See,
this is another part of the male Tuscan thing right here.
Posts. False cause.
False cause, right? False cause to assume, right? Correlation is not causation. So is there a correlation between toxic and male? Yeah. Are all males toxic? No. Should we make assumptions that all men are toxic? No. It's this false cause. It's slippery slope. It's
correlation.
It's a fallacious statement, right? As close to fellatio as I can say it. It's a fallacious statement to throw around weaponized things like
not causation.
toxic masculinity or I don't
So
know,
even if
white privilege or
global
whatever.
temperatures
You know.
increase while pirate numbers decrease, that doesn't mean that pirates prevent global warming. See also the Texas sharpshooter, where you shoot the side of a barn and then draw your targets afterwards. First you figure out what your conclusion is, then you go looking for data to support it. Loaded question. Asking something with an assumption built in that means the answerer sounds bad no matter what they say.
Yep. So like, and also it's full of a loaded question fallacy to be like, you know, the statement about are all males toxic? You know what I'm saying? Or is all masculine energy toxic or toxic masculinity? It's kind of like.
Did you stop beating your wife? No true Scotsman.
Right, yeah. And like there's so many fallacies in a statement like this. It is weaponized because
Go
it's
looking for data to support it. Loaded question.
loaded. It's a loaded question. It's a loaded question fallacy. It just triggers people when you say stuff like that because not many of them know good men in their lives. So we can look for the fallacies in all of it. So it's one true Scotsman. It goes on, right? Personal incredulity. It's hard for me to believe that all men are bad and all this, or the fallacy, right? You know, etc. So it's like 7 or 8 fallacies in the statement toxic masculinity, which is like a smart man like this, he's gonna stay away from it because it's a debate you can't necessarily win because no matter what, the straw man in particular is particularly hard to beat when they really believe the statement. So it's like very difficult. It's a weaponized statement that, and I don't know if it belongs in this argument a little bit.
Bullshit,
you know,
right? It's just some bullshit. Because it's just like the idea that like men are somehow at fault for this or whatever. But I agree. I do fundamentally agree. I think that it's toxic. I don't like the male or female aspect of it, but I believe that it's toxic.
Because it's a sweeping
absolutely.
Generalization.
You want the Ackman video?
Yeah, you don't think women can't be toxic too? It's
yeah. We saw. I'll look at that in a bit, okay? And I have toxic masculinity, but it can't be you're on your period, bro. Shut up. Like, why are you bringing this shit in here, man? Like, that's not even what we're talking about. Like, shut up.
Ban him.
Like, that's got nothing to do with it. No. That's like toxic Chad unity. Like, yeah, whatever. Like, that's got nothing to do with it. All I'm really trying to turn myself not the problem. People try to use it. Yes, people try to use it, and they, like, turn it into something that it's not. But, yeah, I do think that it's true, and I hope that this trial sheds a light on it, and people can see how somebody... And it's like, the thing is, like, a lot of guys, I've seen guys that, you know, they get in a relationship with a crazy girl, and this girl just slowly, it's like the guy is a cookie and the girl is an ant. And after a year or so, the cookie is gone. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a while. It's not like it happens immediately, but after a while, it happens. You know, and it's just so depressing, man. Like, I've had, like, there was a girlfriend I had that was crazy. It wasn't Izzy, so stop. But, like, there was, and it's so stressful, man. And I remember, see, the thing about, like, the Johnny fucking laughing at the thing is, I remember I had a moment like that. Where, like, this girl was just fucking going, like, I'm talking about, like, you know how, like, there are different bosses that have, like, different types of enrage timers, and I was like, some, like, you know, do, like, an AoE kill everybody, but there's some bosses that, like, they like, do, like, 200% attack speed and, like, 500% damage. Well, like, this is the kind of enrage timer that she was on, right? And it's, like, not even just for, like, a second, it's, like, a 10-minute duration. And so, like, she's talking about, like, I mean, I'm talking about, like, a fucking massive fucking enrage timer, like, going ape shit. And about halfway through the fucking boss fight here, I'm realizing to myself, holy fuck, I can't fix her. This is above my...
You can't fix people. It's not your job as a human being to fix another human being. We are not, like, even psychiatrists can't do that. Not really. We can give them therapy and try to help them reach closure so they can begin to feel better about whatever bad thing happened or whatever the fuck. But that's about the right now at our pinnacle of mental health prevention and you know, and helping people at our pinnacle right now. At the best that we get, we can essentially help people attain closure stranger and get better. That's the best fixing that we can do. And this assumption that you're in a relationship and that you can fix him or that you can fix her or whatever, you know, that's a faulty fucking slippery slope fucking bullshit, like fellatio fucking, you know, fellatio, like, you know, phallicytical, like assumption that first of all that the assumption that they're broken, right? And then the second one about that you can fix them. It's a little crazy what people get up to with white knighting. You know, I call it white knighting. I used to be proud of being a white knight. I would defend women. I had a trait that I told myself I had called protect girls, and I still have those elements of my personality. They didn't go anywhere. But you gotta wonder, like, really, like, can you really fix or save anyone? You can, like, from, like, say, a physical death or whatever, or like from murder or some such. But can you really fix anybody? Can you fix anybody out of their own mess? I'm not sure about that. I'm still not that sure about it. It raises a lot of question about mental health, you know, prevention, like bad mental health prevention and all this. And, you know, it's like, I'm not sure you can save anybody from themselves. Like that Stabbing Westward song. I cannot save you. You know, I can't even save myself.
Oh my God.
So just save yourself.
And I thought it was kind of funny. And I thought to myself, even while we were talking, I'm like, man, I got to see what Zach's doing. I got to hang out with some of my friends, man. This is fucking, fuck this shit. Like, I'm immediately, like, losing interest in this. I don't even care anymore. I get to finally move on with my life. It's like, I'm ready to just call this raid right now. Let's go. I'm under geared for this shit. Man. And so I had a moment like that too. I think a lot of you guys have any of y'all had that same thing happen? And like girls too. Like this happened, like you're with a guy and like this guy is just fucking nuts. And then like finally he gets mad because you know, you're going out with like a short sleeve shirt on and you just like, okay, this is like once, yeah. And like hope it doesn't stay more than that. Yeah, that's some fucking scary shit, ain't it? That's some motherfucking scary shit. Like, yeah, break your shit for no reason. I never had to deal with that. But, you know, it's too much. And acts like that would hit me all the time. I ended up in jail because of it. Isn't that some shit, man? I just, like, I saw this, like, where's the thing where he said he had never even seen the movie? He said he never even seen the movie. Says well, look at this. He never even seen the movie. Like, I don't even know I believe this shit, man.
I think this is common. Most, like, okay, when I write poetry, I love the work that I write, and I love the response that I can get from people with it. Like, I don't know, maybe I could read a poem here. I'll read a poem here for anybody who cares to listen. I'm not sure it's many people, but I will. I fancy myself a bit of a poet, right? And so, but I don't go back and read my own poetry very often, you know. Right, person knows of like broken is pastures, right? Here's a good one. Yeah. Broken is the pastures. As I stumble this burning land, I try to find some people. Fuck you. Fuck off. This is an example of it. Broken pasture. There we go. So anyways, here an example. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, it won't even let me finish the poem. It's like that fucking corrupt. So we're just gonna, you know, show more options here. Open with a, like a notepad program. What the fuck is your problem? Why are you doing that? Notepad won't work. We're going to have to do WordPad. Why would you be this corrupt, Windows? What ails you, Microsoft? I don't really understand it. I can't relate to it. I think you have serious fucking issues. Yep, choose another app, right? We're going to go do more apps. We're looking for WordPad. Will you at least do that? Yes. Broken is the pastures. As I stumble this burning land of Microsoft fucking debacles, I try to find some people. Try to lend a helping hand. Sacred is the bastards and the blessed upon the fall. Hallowed is the massives and the dust within the hall. Long I have loved you, heavy are the trials, heavy are the hardships and distant are the miles. Broken ships gone sailing and fallen birds don't sing. Ravens, crows, and harpies, oily feathers cling. Dash upon the ocean, swim upon the sky. Roll a roll for hard six and roll until you die. Never given quarter, never crossed the breed. Always sown to reapage, plant gone back to seed. Dark horse is your reason, hopes upon the fire. Trample all the sickness and burn out all the liars. Vengeance never knew ye, blessings as they last, never knew the thickness, slew our broken past. I can never see it, I flee every time, pestilence in graveyards, mass graves made of lime, fat man wanders forests, dryad oozes heart, never know where our end begins and thus are torn apart. Slick upon the mossy stone, roll upon the glass. Once the glass is shattered, slide on down that mast. Hit the deck full running, sliding down the ropes. Dash upon the ocean, dash upon the hopes. Blood upon the ceiling, blood upon the ground. Ears open to feeling, but never hear a sound. Always with the violence, never with the peace. I grow tired of your silence, never will it cease. I fear tomorrow dying, as every old man does, but I am still a young man, peach upon the fuzz. Lost my fruited passion, steel upon the loom. Never knew the dimensions trapped inside this room. Not long have I, not long for this world. Never, not nigh, not never have this girl. You know. But like, I don't get a lot of thrill out of that. I don't go back to my own poetry. That's the first time I've done it in like 2 years or something like that, just for an audience, because I do like other people's responses to it, right? But I never read my own poetry past the initial writing phase, and I think that's something that a movie actor could relate to in the respect that they don't want to see some other director's vision of what the movie ended up being of the work that they did as an actor. I'm not so sure an actor should be so into their own movies, you know.
He never even watched his own movie. Doesn't watch his own movies yet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So people ask me, like, do you read your own poetry? No, not often. That's the first time I've done it in like 2 or 3 years, straight up. Like,
Stands
you know.
still.
How did the film ultimately turn out in your view?
I didn't see it. But I believe that the film, the film did pretty well.
Pretty well, yeah, you think?
And they wanted to keep going.
Look at this. It's like 200 corpses. It's just insane. It's too much. Why did you build this like this? I don't approve of the level 4 mission structure and all this. I don't think it was done very well. It's a little bit crazy, man. It's a little bit nuts. This is too much. This is like an entire dungeon in a single room of the dungeon. It's like, imagine, like, what's a classic okay, remember in WoW, a lot of players probably remember Dead Mines, right? What if all of Dead Mines was in a single room at the top of the ship at the end of the dungeon, right? There you have an EvE level 4. And it's a little crazy.
I didn't see it.
I like level 4s though. I will say that. I still think it's cool when you withstand them solo. You know, I would never run this like in a party because it doesn't pay enough, right? But it is fun soloing this because it's like, oh man, I just pulled 36 mobs and they're all on me and I'm gonna live. You know, it's fun. It gives you a rush, but it's also so long and so ridiculous a little bit. It's not necessarily good design though. Like. It lacks subtlety. They just throw fucking 30 mobs on you and they call it a day. I'm not so sure that's good design. Not really. I thought Abyssal was done better, and even Abyssal isn't even done that well. You know,
I believe that the film, the film did pretty well apparently. And,
Disney film did well. You think?
And they won.
I didn't like Pirates. I've watched it. I've seen it like 5 times. All 3 of them. I don't like Pirates. I didn't think it was a good set of movies. I don't think it was good. I don't remember anything about it. I tried and tried. I was like, dude, I love fucking Jack Sparrow enough to suffer through this. Excuse me. God, I keep having to swallow. But in the end, I don't think Pirates was good. I don't think Jack Sparrow was that good. I don't think it was a good set of movies. I think it's Disney at their worst. I know that's sacrilege, but I don't think it was a good adventure tale. I thought the CGI was overdone. I don't know, man. I'm a little bit critical of Pirates. I don't think it was the greatest, IP. And sure, it's for the kids. It didn't appeal to me. I'm sure if I was 5 years old, I would have loved the shit out of some Pirates of the Caribbean, but I did not like it as an adult. I did not think it was very good. There was one that I watched recently on Disney that I thought was a much better adventure movie that Pirates ever could have hoped to be. What was it? We'll look at my watch history here. What do you mean get the bundle? Just fucking log in. I gotta take this personal information somewhere else before you spam my audience with it. Yeah, there you go. What? No. I logged in Disney. Why did you take me to Netflix? There you go. That was really creepy. So, so what was this movie that I don't know. I don't remember. Is that not it? I don't think it is. Damn it. You're gonna lock me out. I think you are. You're gonna. No. I did get in, right? Yeah, I'm okay. But you want me to pay, I guess. I don't remember. I don't remember how to get in my Disney. But there was some fucking weird kind of swashbuckler movie that from the I think the late aughts or something that I watched from Disney that was really good, and I can't remember the name of it.
Making more, and I was fine to do that. It was.
What was it? It was let's see, Disney movies from 2001 to 2010, I think. Yeah, something like that. 2010, right? 2001, 2020. List of Walt Disney films from the 2000s, right? There was Blade to the Bone, Gun-Shy, Tigger Movie, Mission to Mars, Whispers, An Elephant's Tale, High Fidelity, Keeping the Faith, Dinosaur, Shanghai. Gone in 60 seconds. Oh, that's Bruckheimer. Oh, Jesus. This list is... Why are you putting Touchstone Pictures in here? Because I guess Disney owns Touchstone. I never knew that. Wow. So speaking about High Fidelity there, this is going to be way too long of a list. It's yeah, what is the vibe here? It's a good list of movies. Damn, the Criterion Collection is here. It is. At least some of it. Insomnia. That was a really good movie with Robin Williams. I can't believe that's a Disney film. That's Warner Brothers. See, all these people are all the same thing. Disney, Viacom, did Trader Joe's, like fucking Monopoly and shit. Anyways, I'm not gonna find this, am I? I've only made it 2 years and it's already been 100 movies. I don't think I'm gonna find this. I don't know. Treasure Planet. There it is. Treasure Planet, right? Treasure Planet, right? It was I did find it. It's cool. It was a remake of Treasure Island, and it was far superior to all three of the fucking Pirates movies, and that's how I know. If Disney outdoes themselves, that's how I know. And on that note, I'm gonna pause and go pee. Be right back. Sorry.
There's great freedom.
Treasure Planet, right? Yeah. Treasure Planet was pretty good. I'm like, whatever. Oh, wait. So, alright, there we go. I think I'm finally done with this mission. Let's take a look here. It was a long time. I don't think I even got that. Wow, you're still fighting. It's taking so long to crack some of these motherfuckers. It's just insane. What's he worth? I mean, he's worth $1 million, so it makes sense, but it still sucks. It sucks so bad. But anyways, I feel like we're done with all the tractoring. Yeah, look at how many corpses that is. It's just too many. Kill him. Kill him. We're almost done, but not quite.
In being able to, it's not like you become that person, but if you know that character to the degree that I did, because he was not what the writers wrote, so they really weren't able to write for him.
Yeah.
So
that was not what they expected. They got something. They got a breakout role, but they didn't write it. So you kind of compromised them a little bit, but that's okay. We still love Jack Sparrow, right? You know, because we all have a jar of dirt once in a while. We all have a jar of dirt. I can't stop watching this stupid shit. Charter, charter. Thank God he spruced up these like terrible movies because they weren't good.
Yeah, that version where it's basically a clown.
That's when you.
I'll look at it after this.
Yeah.
You have to.
And then I want to watch the
be
Ackman
true to
video.
the character and add your
Really think he
words.
didn't watch his own movie?
Add the rewrites.
I mean, I'm not 100%. I'd say
I was.
probably not. I've heard that before
Yeah,
from
no,
other actors. People say the
I
same thing.
believed in the character wholeheartedly, and the.
Yeah, a lot of actors don't. So, like, yeah, like.
Initially, the
There's
Disney folks were somewhat upset.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro! Like that's a. Do you watch your own videos? Yeah, I mean sometimes like man, I'll tell you guys something, man. I'm watching Twitch and like some shit's so boring. I'm like, man, I gotta watch my own VOD for some good content, man. It's just so fucking dumb.
Damn,
all the time I
man.
do that. Like all the time, man. Like it's just so fucking boring, man. I'll watch my own VOD. Like I said, that's just a fact, right? Let me see right now. All right, trial. Yeah, Trial of Valor Mythic. Yeah, there it is. Johnny Depp trial highlights. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's a 2-minute video. That's it.
You'd agree with that, right?
No, I'll sustain the
Okay. Okay. Well then, let's do this. So, is it your testimony that right after you cut your finger off, that you, or right after? I won't give you anything to argue with me yet. Right after you.
What?
Sustained an injury to your finger. Sorry. That you, right after you sustained an injury.
Yeah, after he cut his own finger off, sure. Are you listening to yourself talk? At the implication that you're making as a lawyer, you're implying that the man cut his own finger off to spite his face or something. I don't know. You know the cliches they say about this. Why would the man cut his own finger off? I don't really understand it. I mean, like he just doesn't like being a guitarist. I mean, ooh.
Testimony that you did not ask for cocaine and ecstasy. Right after you told the doctor about your finger injury. Is that your testimony?
Yeah.
Regardless of what date you believe works within the world time zone, I don't believe that someone who has gone through opiate dependency, who has lost the ability to produce dopamine and serotonin.
Docking permission
in their
requested.
body,
Docking
because
request accepted.
that's what the opiate does. Your body no longer needs to make the dopamine or the serotonin. The dopamine and serotonin, as you know, I imagine, are things that keep us
happy. This is not the argument you should have used, Johnny. Like, no offense, but it's just not the argument that you should have used. You lost them. I guarantee it. They're kind of tired. You're talking about being burnt out from doing too many drugs, but they missed the point entirely. I guarantee it. They have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, and that's really sad. It's not so good. Yes. How is this inventory? It is empty. Very good. Undock. Get us the fuck out of here.
It gives us our moods. It gives us.
I appreciate that, but my question wasn't that. My question was,
I'm just trying
right
to
after
school
you
you.
told the doctor about your finger injury, you were asking for coke. It's entirely possible that you were asking for cocaine and ecstasy.
Objection.
Yes or no?
Speculation.
Yeah, I don't believe this man asked his doctor for cocaine and ecstasy. Do you think he's that dumb? Maybe he jokingly did that, but I don't think there's any reality around that. You know, it's where was I? Was it Isikemi? I think. I hope so. Anyways, is that a CNR? No, it's just a Raven. That's cool.
Sounds fair. I mean, if I just got my finger cut off, I would want cocaine too.
Really?
That's the last thing I would do. If I just had my finger cut off, cocaine is the last thing I would ask for, literally. It would be the last thing. I'm more likely to ask for ibuprofen than cocaine. Like, no. Oh. Cocaine doesn't fix shit. Just makes everything worse. Like, whatever. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. You guys guess what's inside of it. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. Now, so I am trying to. You gotta guess what's inside of it. I am trying to see what I have for drink. Lots of cinnamon. Lots of cinnamon, right? And then on the bottom we will kick some. I can't see in there. See where this is, but there you are. That's some French vanilla cream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And I cut the rest with milk. Milk. We'll have to get that. Ooh, iced milk. Iced cinnamon vanilla cream milk drink. Iced cinnamon vanilla cream milk drink. Woo. So where are we now? We're in Easy Chemi, but counter warp to location. Yes.
Drive active.
We will see what loot we can pull. If any at all. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt.
Need more whitey stuff.
Yeah. Man, fuck.
Yes, it's a reference to cocaine, but that doesn't. There's nothing there to say that I ingested the drug.
Not saying
God
that
damn.
You were asking for more cocaine and you were asking for more ecstasy, correct?
I wasn't asking for more ecstasy. I was asking for ecstasy because that was what I was requested by Ms. Hurd.
Let's take a look at the UK transcript.
I wasn't asking for more. Yeah, sure. I mean, look, guys, it's just, again, I'm really glad this trial is happening because it.
Photo shows Johnny Depp passed out with ice cream on his lap. Yeah, that'd be heroin. Yeah. See, there's the Gonzo, right? Smoking heroin.
Shows how fucking ridiculous some of this stuff is, man. It really is. It's just, it really shows how ridiculous it is, and I hope that people are able to see it, man. Cocaine's actually used as local anesthesia. Yeah, I know. It's awful, man. It really is.
Yeah. I tend to agree. Wait, what happened here?
Okay, here we go.
It says you have 3 opinions. The first of those is that Amber Heard, quote, exhibits patterns of behavior that are consistent with co-occurring cluster B personality disorder traits, especially borderline personality disorder.
True.
Did I get that right?
Yep.
I'm reading that here. That is not my opinion.
Okay.
Well,
but
it's a current opinion, but this was not an opinion of mine.
It's a current opinion, though.
At that time.
It says Dr.
Damn, I made like 40 million today or something.
That's what it says, yes.
Okay. And this is a signed pleading, correct? On behalf of Mr. Depp.
I'm not sure I understand what that means.
Are you aware that Mr. Depp is on an audio recording years earlier taunting Amber Heard that she has a borderline personality disorder?
I was made aware of that in this
Johnny's
case, yes.
a smart guy.
Is that one of the audios?
Not necessarily
True.
taunting, but I do recall.
Good, you
hearing
called
that
it,
Mr.
man.
Depp
Yeah, you called
used
it.
that phrase.
So it's a coincidence that you now think she has those attributes after the attorneys listed it in February 2021 before you'd looked at anything.
Maybe because it's true.
Mr. Depp had made
Everybody
that
comes to the same
accusation to Ms. Heard
conclusion.
years earlier.
My opinions aren't based on coincidence.
It's objection. I'm
Okay.
sorry, Dr. Yes.
compound, I'll sustain the objection.
All right. It's a coincidence then that you came up with symptoms of borderline personality disorder years later after Mr. Depp has been contacted.
A coincidence?
In an audio tape.
It's the same
I can't
evidence.
speak to whether or not there's a coincidence, but I can tell you is my opinions are based on the results of my evaluation.
And it's a coincidence that Mr. Depp's counsel attributed that to you, said that to you in February 2021 before you'd looked at anything, correct?
I'm not sure.
Now, would you agree that a disproportionate number of women are tagged with a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder?
No.
They're also
that's
tagging their
not quite right.
boyfriends and getting them in jail.
75%?
The way you phrased it is not
Like what she's
quite
trying to
right.
do.
Tell me what's right.
Get the fuck
So,
out of here.
There are more women who have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder than men. It's more prevalent in women.
And trauma can cause borderline personality disorders, can't it?
Oh, what,
No.
bitch?
Right
I don't
now,
understand what borderline and bipolar have to do. Borderline is when you can't really tell the difference between you and another personality that's living inside of you. And bipolar is when you are OCD and manic depressive. What do those have to do with each other? Do we have the same definition now? I don't know.
we know that there are people who have borderline personality disorder who have sustained childhood trauma. There are also people who have borderline personality disorder who have had no childhood trauma.
Yeah,
So,
obviously.
like most personality disorders, and really like most mental health issues in general, there seems to be.
I am starting to like this celebrity trial. I begin to see why the rest of the world is so interested. Is it is kind of polarizing and crazy. It's a little bit polarizing and crazy. I begin to see what the value that they see in it, because it's a little bit weird. It's kind of freaky a little bit. I think you freaky and I like you a lot, but it's still like, why that beacon, man? I don't know. I can't target that beacon. That's funny. Anyways, I mean, I could go journey to that, or I could just hurry through here and go get loot. I'm not gonna do that.
Warp drive active.
Both a biological component.
How much is,
in
wow,
this case
2.6
with borderline
million, huh?
personality disorder, the
Oh
research
my
tends
God.
to support a genetic component and possibly a neurological component. And then there's also possibly an environmental component triggering those genetic.
So they're saying she's bipolar, so she goes nuts a little bit, which is like, I don't know, man. Isn't that basically an insanity defense for defamation? There's some interesting stuff going on here. Little bit weird. I need to work on targeting. I want to be able to target more than this. Like, damn, man.
markers.
Do you know the percentage of women who are victims of IPV, intimate partner violence, or domestic abuse, who are diagnosed with borderline personality disorder?
Whoa.
I can't tell you the percentage off the top of my head, but
What
I do
is
know
this?
that there is a larger women with borderline personality disorder.
How is this?
Tend to have a higher prevalence of being involved in intimate partner violence relationships, being the receiver of violence, and being the perpetuators of violence.
Now, you've never been
God,
asked to
true.
testify or serve as an
Yep.
expert with respect to whether someone has a bipolar disorder. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
A bipolar disorder?
Yes.
That's not correct.
Okay.
Yeah, sit down. Yeah, sit down. Get off the fucking screen. Okay, here we go. She's shutting her down. Yeah. Because like, how's the judge let this shit happen? It seems like it's so obvious. Like this, it's so shady. Like what the fuck?
Bear with me.
Just whatever.
Warp drive active.
Yes.
Okay, plan B. All right, what other bullshit that we got cooked up on here?
Thank you.
Oh my god.
In this case.
Yes.
On March 21, 2022?
I believe that was the date, yes.
And were you under oath at that time?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to ask you to turn to page 207. And the question was, have you ever been asked to testify or serve as an expert with respect to whether someone has bipolar disorder? And your answer at that time, will you please read to the jury?
I'm sorry, page 207?
207, line 5. Could you
No.
read? Okay, thank you. Now, when this designation was served in February of 2021, you had not rendered an opinion that, quote, Ms. Heard exhibits patterns of behavior that are consistent with co-occurring cluster B personality disorder traits, especially borderline personality disorder, correct?
I'm sorry, I missed the first part. What was that?
When this designation was served that you have in front of you as Plaintiff's Exhibit 884,
Oh, okay.
you had not rendered an opinion that, quote, Ms. Heard exhibits patterns of behavior that are consistent with co-occurring cluster B personality disorder traits, especially borderline personality disorder, correct?
No, I had not rendered any opinions. My opinions weren't finalized until after my evaluation.
Right. So when this came out, you had not rendered that opinion?
I had not rendered that opinion.
Okay. The second opinion that's listed in the February 2021 is that Ms. Heard repeatedly and characterologically perpetuated severe physical and psychological intimate partner violence, IPV, toward Mr. Depp over the course of their relationship. End of quote. Did I read that correctly?
It says perpetrated, but other than that, yes.
Okay. And so is it correct that this pleading says in February 2021 that you are going to testify to that?
This document?
Get fucked.
Yes. Okay.
It says that.
And you have never been asked to testify as to whether anyone has behaviorally or characterologically conducted conduct that suggests they may be an IPV perpetrator, correct?
Accepted.
The fuck?
I have to ask that again because I stumbled. I can't do characterologically. That one's just a tough one for me. Okay. You have never been asked to testify as to whether anyone has behavioral or characterological conduct that suggests they may have been an IPV perpetrator, correct?
No, I've never been asked to testify for that.
Okay. And that was
He's
not
trying to
your
attack her
opinion in
credibility.
February 2021, correct?
No.
And in fact, you do not hold that opinion now, and you were not even asked to provide such an analysis or opinion. Isn't that correct?
No. Or that is correct,
That's
yes.
correct. Okay. And you have never held that opinion, correct?
No, that is correct, yes.
Okay. And your third opinion, if we can go to page 14,
Okay.
was that Ms. Heard exhibits patterns of behavior that suggest her allegations of abuse against Mr. Depp are false. End of quote. Do you see that?
I see that. You said it's my third opinion. That is not my opinion.
All right. But in this
All right.
pleading, it says that you will testify to that, correct?
Yes, that's what this says.
Okay. And that was not your opinion in February 2021, was it?
No, as I said, I had not formed any opinions at that time. I had just been retained.
And in fact, you have never arrived at this opinion as an expert witness in this case, correct?
In terms, no, the opinions that I've rendered are provided in my report.
And
they're what I'm testifying to.
What the
And you
fuck?
have never arrived at this opinion as an expert witness in this case, correct?
What the fuck?
This is dangerous.
You have never.
Nobody
arrived
knows what's
at the
going on.
opinion that
The
Ms.
judge
Heard
doesn't know what's going on.
exhibits
She doesn't know
patterns
what's
of
going on.
behavior
Nobody
that
does.
suggest Her allegations of abuse against Mr. Depp are false, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And in fact, you've said that has never been my opinion, correct?
What I'm saying is that the opinions in here, these are not my opinions. My opinions are provided in my report.
Can you please turn to page
Why wouldn't they just look at the report?
255 of your deposition. And if we could start on 254 to give the
I don't
context.
have that page, I'm sorry.
254, line 11.
Oh, okay.
And the question
That's
is now, the
nuts.
next one is, quote, Ms. Heard exhibits patterns of behavior that suggest her allegations of abuse against Mr. Depp are false, end of quote. Was that your opinion in February 2021? And you answered at that time, no, correct?
That is correct.
And then I asked, have you ever arrived at that opinion in the time that you have served as an expert witness in this case? And your answer was, could you read that to the jury, please?
Yes. So no, it's not the task. I was cut off, or essentially what I said then was, no,
Dr.
that's
Curry,
not the task of Dash. That was never my task to determine. Can I say what that means?
No. And then the question is, so is it fair to say
No. You can't explain it?
that, quote,
What
No.
the fuck?
exhibits patterns of behavior that
Bro, where's the
suggest
judge?
of abuse against Mr. Depp are false, end of quote. And what was your answer?
Well, there was an objection.
All right, I'll read it for you if you're having difficulty.
no,
Your answer was under oath.
Oh, she's getting
"That is
mad
not my
now."
opinion. That has never been my opinion. Isn't that what
Correct.
you said under
Yes.
oath on March 21st?
Hello. Just fixing
And
up
then
to
I
switch
wrote,
games
then
here.
I'm going to ask you, do you know who wrote this
Right.
portion of the
Now
designation
see.
suggesting that these were your opinions in February of 2021? And what was your answer?
I said no.
Now, as of the time of this initial expert designation, you had not reviewed any materials, reached any opinions, correct?
I believe I had just started to review materials.
Yeah, they just brought her
I
on.
believe that I indicated
That's what
that
she
in my
said earlier.
deposition. I had not yet rendered any opinions. I hadn't completed my review and I hadn't conducted an evaluation.
And in fact, you've never testified as an expert
Oh.
on IPV, intimate partner violence, isn't that correct?
IPV,
Oh
that's a
my
frame
God.
I've never heard. I've never heard that framing before.
I
IPV.
believe that.
You mean DV, domestic violence, like like what was it again? Interpersonal something or another?
Is correct, but I may not
Oh my
remember
God.
in all of my cases.
Again,
Let's
yeah.
go to page 200.
Okay.
This is nuts, man. Trying to discredit her? Yeah.
Line 17. My question was, have you ever testified as an expert on IPV? And your answer under oath then at line 22 was what?
Oh, gosh, let me catch up. Line 22. No.
And you've never testified as an expert on emotional distress damages associated with IPV, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you've never been asked to testify with respect to emotional damages associated with domestic violence or abuse, isn't that?
Oh my God. Judge is AFK? This is nuts.
Again, I'm reluctant to say that's correct because with 15 years of experience, a lot of my cases have been complex and that may have been a component, but
Yeah.
I don't remember explicitly a case being just about that.
Let's go
Correct.
to page 199.
Oh my
line 20.
God. Judges
My
playing
question to
vampire
you
survivors.
is, have
Yeah.
you ever been asked to testify with respect to emotional damages associated with domestic violence or abuse? And your answer under oath at that time was?
No.
Look at something else here real quick. Is it good? I don't know.
Hello, everyone,
It looks like a
welcome
bullet
back
hell. It looks boring as hell to
the
me.
channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe for more
Be
reviews.
the bullet hell. Yeah, no thanks. You lost me at bullet hell. No. There's a reason they call it bullet hell. Yeah.
I've not, right?
Sorry, I
isn't that
hadn't
what
found
you
the
said?
page in time.
Okay. You said, no, I've not.
But I have
correct?
not.
Okay. Now, you also have never been asked to testify on whether an individual is being truthful in saying they're a survivor of IPV. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And you have never qualified as an expert to speak to whether a person suffered from IPV, intimate partner violence, or was a victim or survivor of IPV. Is that correct?
That's
I
outside
guess
the task of the
it needs to
psychologist.
be the differentiation. I guess does need to be made between domestic violence, which is like pretty much anybody versus anybody, and IPV, which is intimate partner violence, which is like sexual partners. I guess I don't know what the differentiation is supposed to be or why we're making it. Damn, I like that red suit she's got, but it's too bright. That's the blue. That's like a blue. Yeah.
To determine whether an event occurred, we assess behavior, we assess mental status, we don't detect crimes.
So you have not been asked to testify to that, correct?
It's not something that occurs, so no, I have not.
And you were not ultimately asked to provide any opinions on that, correct?
No,
33,000. Not bad. Not bad.
Now, you did not
Oh my
disclose
God.
in any of the designations
So then you didn't
or
do
your
it. See, I told you
report
guys.
that you had met with and had dinner and drinks with Mr.
Johnny's
Depp,
lawyer.
did you?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more
Yes,
time? That
you did
confused
not
me.
disclose in any of the designations or in your report that you had dinner and drinks with Mr. Depp, correct?
I did not disclose that I was interviewed by the legal team, no.
I asked a different question.
Okay, here we go.
Are you trying to resist that you didn't have dinner with Mr. Depp?
Are you trying to resist?
I'm not trying to resist that, but it's not quite right.
You
what
did
you're
have dinner
stating.
Well,
with
then
Mr.
what's the
Depp, did you not?
differentiation?
I did, with
And
his
you had
legal
drinks
team
with
and
Mr. Depp,
Depp.
did you not?
And what?
What? You had drinks with Mr. Depp, did you
Oh!
not?
Drinks were served. This was
Drinks
over
were
2 years
served?
ago. I may have had a drink with dinner, yes.
In fact, you thought you had a mule something, right?
Possibly.
Maybe it was a mega pint.
And you didn't disclose that you
Mega
had met
pint.
with Mr. Depp, Mr. Waldman, Mr. Chu, and Ms. Vasquez at Mr. Depp's house for 3 to 4 hours.
Oh my God.
And had dinner and drinks, correct?
I did not disclose that. It's not significant to the report.
You don't think that's significant.
Yeah.
But you've never been asked to meet with a client in his counsel before being retained as an expert, either before or after, have you?
No.
And you justified that it was okay in this case because it was a high-profile case.
That's not quite right. I justified it in this case. Actually, I sought consultation about it. First of all, the person who had retained his attorneys was unable to come to my office with his attorneys. And yes, this is a very visible case. It's been
They're
going on a
laughing,
very
yeah.
long time.
It's just
And I
like,
understood that there would be a
what?
need to interview me and make an informed decision about my qualifications.
Karen lawyer? Yeah. She's like, wait,
Can
what?
you look at page 240, please?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Everybody turn your books to page 240. Here we
Line
go.
3 is my question. Would you agree it's highly irregular to meet with the subject in a litigation? And your answer on that occasion was, I would not say it's highly irregular. I would say it's not something that I would typically do. However, I had not yet been retained on the case. This was a large, high-profile case.
I think it's
And
an
I
honest
understood
answer.
that I
Like if you haven't been retained yet, you could be like, yeah, they were shopping me for this, and they had not retained counsel yet. So we did have a dinner to talk about this. Are you faulting her for talking to him? Because I don't know about that.
That it was appropriate for a person retaining me with such a high profile to meet me, to be able to vet me, essentially with the attorneys present prior to retaining me on his case.
That
You
seems
recall
fair,
that?
yeah.
Yes, that's what you said under oath.
Yeah, it seems
correct?
totally
and
fair.
Then I said, have you ever done that before? And you said, no. Correct? And then I said, have you ever done it since? And you said, no. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, would you agree
Oh, here we go.
that if
Here we go.
you did not find something that would be in favor of Mr. Depp and negative to Ms. Heard, that you wouldn't be an expert in this case? That I can bring you into court if you're going to say that Ms. Heard is right and Mr. Depp is wrong, correct?
So as a forensic psychologist, my obligation is to the court, is to the fact finder. I present science regardless of what that science may be. Now, when I take a case, my retainer agreement is explicit about that, and I discuss that with the attorneys.
I'm asking you a question. I'd like you to try to answer.
Okay.
my question.
Okay.
You understand that if you found favorably to Ms. Heard and negatively to Mr. Depp, you wouldn't be here, right? You wouldn't be testifying.
Oh, what?
No, okay, sorry.
Hold on.
Thank you.
That's not speculation.
No, I'll sustain the objection if you want to ask.
Okay. If
Bro, finally. This is like such massive speculation. It is. It's huge.
it goes to bias, Your Honor.
I sustain the objection. Next question.
Okay. All right.
She's angry?
You were,
I wonder
in
why.
fact, so excited about being involved in this case that you told your husband, even though this was a highly confidential matter, that you were going to be conducting the examination of Ms. Heard, didn't you?
That's fine to do.
You not only told your husband, but you told Ms. Heard that you told your husband, correct?
Ms. Bredehoff, that is not accurate.
What is accurate?
You're incorrect. That is not correct.
Is your testimony today under oath that you did not tell your husband that you were going to be conducting the examination of Amber?
That is my testimony.
Yeah, I think she can, right? Because, like, spouses can't fucking testify
discuss their
against each
case.
other?
Well, yeah, but they also they can't
I don't
discuss
even
their
know.
case with anybody, though. No.
Oh my God.
Let's go to page 306.
HIPAA confidentiality? Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, with
So then she didn't, though.
It's not just HIPAA confidentiality. It's patient-doctor confidentiality. Their entire Hippocratic oath is kind of, around this. Like, no, she as a doctor or a lawyer or like anybody really in a professional, with professional ethics and stuff, cannot discuss their case with their significant others at home. No, same is true of like detectives. You don't bring work home. You can talk about it, but it's technically like not very like fair to the victims and or even your clients, depending on what your capacity is. It's not fair to the victims or the clients to discuss this shit with your spouse. No,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like ethically, it's sort of bankrupt to just spread like something that was told to you in confidence that they confided in you. It is morally bankrupt to just put that out there to anybody who cares to listen, especially somebody in your own home.
Okay.
An unrelated person is one thing, but telling your wife or your husband what happened in your case that day is sort of like against the rules a little bit.
So the question that was asked was because you brought muffins, you said, from your husband, right? You gave those to Ms. Heard, correct?
Wow.
May I clarify what occurred so that we can stop talking about the muffins? What happened was that
oh my
I was
God.
getting ready that morning. I frequently bring muffins to the office. My husband did happen to know that there was going to be a celebrity client coming in.
Muffin Gate.
Muffin
Gate.
Often occurs. We have to actually clear the office and move the staff to the other office. So yes, on the one hand, he was aware of that. I was getting ready. I asked him to go to the bakery in
He
our
knew it
house and pick up
categorically.
the muffins for me because I was running late. He often has to do that because I often do run late.
But not
He brought
specifically
the
with Johnny
muffins back
Depp.
to the house. I brought them into the office. Ms. Hurd and I enjoyed the muffins together. I think I made a comment to her along the lines like, we can thank my husband, my husband got these for us today, meaning he purchased the muffins. We are now enjoying them because of him.
Did you say
Thank
on
you.
pages 305
Thank you.
and
We've shed
306
light
that you
on this mystery.
frequently have examinations of high-profile clients? You want to just take a quick look and tell us?
What, 305, 306?
Yeah, that's where we're talking about it.
Is there a line you'd like me to look at?
You can start with 15, line 15, 305. Just read through that and tell me whether you said anywhere in there that you have a lot of high-profile examinations. You do this frequently.
Yeah, shut her down.
I don't agree.
Won't you approach, please?
All right, here we go. John is laughing. Yeah, because it's just fucking ridiculous. Like, they're talking about muffins. And she's trying to say that because her husband gave her muffins to eat, that somehow her husband knew all about it. But they had done this before, so he knew categorically that this was happening, and that's what it was. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's the muffin man. Yes, exactly. He's the fucking muffin man. Finally, okay, so this guy's trying to talk to the fucking judge. Explain, like, quit asking this bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how this is even, like, I've never been to court before, so I've never had this experience. Like, is this how they all are?
Why
This is
did
just
your
bullshit.
husband get the muffins for Amber Heard?
Oh my God.
He did not get the muffins for Amber Heard.
He knew you had a high-profile client, and you were preparing for a very long time, and you asked him to pick up the muffins, correct?
I asked him to pick up the muffins for me, yes.
Okay.
How much longer?
Would you agree that domestic abuse can be verbal?
Absolutely, yes.
Would you agree that domestic abuse can be emotional?
Yes, certainly.
Obviously.
Would you agree that domestic abuse can be psychological?
Yes.
Would you agree that domestic abuse can be physical?
Yes.
Here we go.
I need to
Now,
buy
you indicated, and I believe you testified in your
tigers.
direct, that it's very important to review the treatment records before forming opinions. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. In fact, that's the first thing you would do, correct?
Not necessarily the first, but it's part of the evaluation.
That would make sense. Yes, that would make sense.
Go to page 261.
Absolutely. True.
And let's go to 260 because that's where I start the question. The question I asked was, and do you recall whether you'd review any of these by the designation on February 19, 2021? And you said, okay, I can't say for certain. What I can tell you is that knowing my normal procedure, I would have reviewed the treatment records first. Did you testify to that?
That would make sense.
Yes.
Okay.
That would definitely
Now,
make sense.
Before we start getting into the ones that you testified about, I just want to be clear about what you actually have as an opinion with respect to the borderline personality disorder.
Oh my God.
You didn't diagnose, you didn't actually have a DSM-5 diagnosis that Amber Heard suffers from either borderline personality disorder or histrionic personality disorder, correct?
That's not correct.
In fact, your report says Ms. Heard demonstrates psychological symptoms of a combined borderline and histrionic personality disorder.
I
Would
bet.
you agree?
Yes, I did say that, and also what designation was that? I believe January 18th that report was included? Yes.
Okay. And that's what you said at that
Wait,
time,
so she's
correct?
crazy?
Yes. Okay.
I said a little bit more than that
It's
as
actually
well.
making me mad. I hate this woman.
You said, and I'll read
Okay,
it.
I want to get the
quote,
objection hearsay
quote,
guy in here
based on the
again.
combined results of my interview
Let's get
with Ms.
Rotten
Heard,
Bottom, or whatever the
behavioral
fuck his name is
observations,
back here.
This
guy's awful.
psychometric
Or she's
test
awful.
data, and review of the available records, Ms. Heard demonstrates psychological symptoms of a combined borderline and histrionic personality disorder, BHPD. That's
Yes.
what you wrote in your report as one of your conclusions, correct?
And that's a DSM-5
Karen and
diagnosis.
Associates law
And it
firm.
did not say that you were diagnosing with a DSM-5 for borderline personality disorder or histrionic personality disorder, did it?
Yeah.
That's what it says in different semantics.
Oh, so what you meant to
It
say.
did not use the
Oh,
words
here we
you
go.
just said.
Rephrasing.
That you said that you
Shit.
reviewed.
I didn't
But
think
I'm
about this, but I guess I do need.
Your testimony.
Is there a book in there? I
Oh
don't think
my
there is.
God.
Out of the blue, Amber hit Rocky Pennington, correct?
I can't remember exactly what I said, but I did reference Ms. Pennington's deposition that Ms. Heard struck Ms. Pennington in the face.
In
Yes.
fact, Ms. Pennington testified that she hit Ms. Heard. And in response to that, she can't recall, but Ms. Heard either pushed or slapped her, correct?
I don't recall.
She wasn't even there.
That's a pretty important distinction, don't you think?
My recollection is that there was some sort of violence both ways in the relationship. Either way, it seemed that both of them might have been unstable.
now
I'm
we-
only evaluating Ms. Heard.
So now we have an evaluation of Rocky Pennington?
No,
from-
I just said, but that was not relevant to my opinion because I'm only evaluating Ms. Heard.
But you testified to that on direct that that was a factor, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, wouldn't it make a big difference if Amber struck first or just responded back?
Given the dynamic, not necessarily. No, it would not have.
So now you're an expert on Rocky Pennington and her dynamics with Amber Heard. I'll withdraw. Okay, so now let's talk about
What?
Dr. Cowan.
How is
You
this?
not only reviewed his treatment.
How is this
records
real?
and his text messages and documents.
Are you kidding
This is
me?
what passes for law these days. This is what passes for law. I've been there. It's a fucking sad state of affairs. All these people with law degrees, I think they got into it thinking fast money, and now they can't even defend a case. Like, straight up. And so they quibble about stupid shit, and they drag it through the mud, and they like it takes forever to do anything at all, and I don't really understand how that's not a violation of civil liberties and rights and stuff. I mean,
And
I've
do
always
you
felt this
recall,
way.
Dr.
Like there's a whole brevity thing here where you just like. I don't understand like what this has to do with a spousal trial, short of like establishing motive or something. I mean, the only way you could have gone with this is like motive, like she has a motive to be crazy or something, right? This isn't going to establish motive. It's going to like assassinate character of the victim or something. I mean, I guess not the victim, but the perpetrator. I guess it's a little so like iffy here.
Cowan
The premise.
testifying that Amber told him about Depp physically abusing her contemporaneous with the events?
I don't recall specifically his words, but I remember him recalling that she had disclosed abuse in their treatment, yes.
And do you recall Dr. Cowan testifying that he received a
She's
text
just trying to
message
ask her this question.
contemporaneous, that Johnny did a number on me tonight. I'm safe in my support tonight, but I need some real help. Do you remember him testifying to that?
I don't remember the testimony, but I do remember
She's
seeing that text
baiting,
message
yeah.
as one of the exhibits.
And do you remember Dr. Cowan testifying that on another occasion, Amber sent him a text, "Johnny beat me up pretty good last night," end of quote.
Again, I...
Constance, she can rely on it. She testified. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. I didn't need to argue that hard, I guess. Do you recall that?
Again, I don't recall the testimony,
Man.
but I do remember that being an exhibit.
Bro.
I've seen it.
Do you recall Dr. Cowan testifying?
Oh my
that not
God.
only did he
Oh my
believe
God, bro,
in
like-
the reporting of the abuse by Depp, but that she had no ulterior
Oh
motive?
my God.
I actually don't recall that. I'm not saying that.
I don't know. I'm not enjoying this rendition of this. I think I'd rather just hear the actual thing. Megapints. Megapints. See, this is not necessarily what I'm looking for. It's a 7-hour fucking thing.
It varies. Sometimes it's a couple days, sometimes it's a couple weeks.
So how much notice were you given in December of 2015 to who would be coming for Christmas on the Bahama Island?
I believe sometime in November.
Okay.
For that trip.
All right. And in November, how many people were you told were coming for Christmas on the island?
I don't recall how many. I don't recall how many people.
It was a lot more than Amber, Johnny, Lily Rose, Jack, and Lily Rose's boyfriend, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
In fact, it was Amber's parents, correct?
I believe so.
Mega pint, like every other comment's mega pint, mega pint.
Correct?
I believe.
Mega lol pint.
And Rocky Pennington's parents?
Yes, I believe they were on the list.
Do you recall them canceling?
Objection, hearsay.
I recall.
How is that hearsay?
I'll overrule the objection.
I recall there was a change to the guests.
When did you learn of that?
I don't recall. Maybe a couple weeks after, maybe it's beginning of December, maybe middle of December. I'm not sure.
Do you recall if it was after December 15?
I don't recall.
Did you think that was a little strange that here these people were going to be at
Objection.
Christmas on the island and suddenly they cancel?
Objection, relevance.
I think it's highly relevant.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
What, if anything, were you told about why they canceled?
Objection, hearsay.
Party opponent admission.
Well, you can lay a foundation for that.
Okay. Who told you that Amber's parents, her best friend and fiance, and her best friend's parents were suddenly canceling coming for Christmas on the island?
Objection, compound.
I'm going to change the thread slightly for just a moment. I follow my threads as I see them. I apologize.
judgment on your life. I'm only passing by, passing by. Am I to make a judgment on your life?
I'll allow that. Go ahead.
I don't know who told me, but I did receive I did receive information that they weren't coming and somebody else was coming instead.
And who was that somebody else coming instead?
It would be Alice and it would be Alice and Greg and the children and the nanny.
And they were coming later, right?
They would be joining. That I think was the words.
Okay. So, on the December trip, you testified about a few arguments between Amber and Johnny, right? Do you recall that testimony?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You weren't present when Johnny sustained the gash on his nose, correct?
I wasn't there, no.
Okay. And you weren't present when the mess was made through the paints that you described, correct?
No.
And so you don't know whether there had been a physical altercation and that led to throwing a paint can to try to slow down Johnny, right?
No, I just heard yelling in the house.
Okay, but that yelling in the house wasn't necessarily the same time, was it? You don't know, do you?
No, it was all the same. Okay, no.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the summer of 2013. Are you aware that Paul Bettany claims he's never met Amber?
Objection, relevance. And calls for hearsay.
She testified that he was there on the island.
And calls for hearsay.
I can ask the question and see if she says.
All right, I'll allow the question.
Can you repeat it?
Are you aware that Paul Bettany has said that he never met Amber Heard?
No, I'm unaware. I don't know that.
Well, let's stay on the summer of 2013 if we can. Do you have a recollection of Amber and Johnny, Lily Rose and Jack taking one final trip on the yacht that Johnny was going to be selling to J.K. Rowling?
I don't know what year that was. I don't know what year that was, but I do remember the yacht being sold.
If I tell you it was July of 2013, does that help refresh your recollection? July 9?
Yeah,
all right. Now,
it doesn't. I just know the yacht was sold.
Okay, and you made arrangements, did you not, for a captain to captain the yacht and for them to go out on the yacht?
No, I didn't have any responsibility for the yacht and the crew on the yacht.
Okay. Do you have a recollection of being called because Lily Rose and Jack were upset and they wanted to leave the yacht and have a helicopter take them away?
Objection, hearsay, and compound.
I'm asking whether she has a recollection of this.
I'll allow the question.
Can you ask me it again?
Do you have a recollection of Lily Rose and Jack being upset on the yacht and wanting to leave it immediately, so you arranged for a helicopter to come in to fly them away with Amber?
Objection, compound.
I'll allow it. Okay. It's just
I don't know if Lily Rose
Damn,
and
you
Jack
killed that tiger
were
so fucking fast.
I
What the
do
fuck,
know
man?
that I did arrange for transportation off the island at the time.
And in fact, Amber went with Lily Rose, correct?
It was Amber and her friend and Lily Rose.
Okay. And Jack decided at the last minute to stay back, correct?
I don't know if he decided last minute. He stayed.
Do you recall Lily Rose telling you that she was upset because her father was drinking and trying to hide it from him?
Objection, hearsay.
I'm asking whether she has a right
I'll
one.
sustain the objection.
Okay. Then I'll ask the next one. Do you recall Mr. Depp passing out in the sand face first?
I recall that he was out on the beach, yes.
And do you recall
These fucking mobs aren't dropping loot. So annoying.
Objection, hearsay.
That's just asking if he called. I haven't asked what he said.
No, you did.
Damn, that's a VT fucking drop rare.
Do you have a recollection
damn, man.
of
VT.
Jack being present when
VT.
Mr. Depp was passed out face first? in
What are
the
these gobs like checking? What is that Venerer fucking check?
And do you have
He's
a
tough.
recollection of Jack being upset?
I had no idea these mobs are like VT. You're fucking crazy. VT for like, damn, man. How much is a Tragopan? Tragopan's
I don't
DC.
recollect him being upset.
So technically, I should. Well, I don't know.
Happy about it?
Technically, the Tragopan is going to be not too hard. I'm
No,
going to take a look
I
here.
didn't speak with Jack.
These things.
But you recall
Kinda dangerous
that
a
Mr.
little
Depp was
bit.
passed out face first in the sand, correct?
Objection, asked and answered.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
All right, thank you. Let's talk about makeup for a moment. So
Makeup.
you don't know what type of makeup regimen Amber uses every day, correct?
What is that?
Okay. And in fact, you don't know, you said at one point you're not sure, but it's a natural look. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And would you agree that there are a number of different types of makeup you can use that would still give you a natural look?
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll allow it.
I'm guessing there is, yes.
Okay. Okay. And there's sun in the Bahamas, right?
Most of the time.
Do you know what Amber wears for sunscreen?
What does this have to do?
I think it was at one point I had.
What is the relevance?
Something like that was on the island. That we provided.
And do you know whether Amber brought her own as well?
I don't know.
Do you know whether Amber had a skin condition?
I wasn't told.
But I take it you didn't ask.
No, I wouldn't have asked if somebody had a skin condition.
Okay. The wedding. The wedding was planned at sunset, correct?
Correct.
And in fact, it went forward at sunset, correct?
It went earlier. It was earlier than sunset.
So your recollection is that there's no sunset pictures at the wedding?
I mean,
Okay.
there was sunset pictures.
Okay. So, last couple questions. The makeup or not makeup, you were asked whether you observed any injuries on Amber in the December 2015 timeframe. Do you believe Amber would cover up bruises to hide them from the kids?
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll sustain this.
Do you have any understanding, based on your knowledge of Amber, whether she would try to cover up any bruises or cuts?
Same objection.
To keep them from the kids?
I'll sustain the objection.
You said that you didn't believe that Amber was wearing much makeup, but you said she participated in a photo shoot in December 2015. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do.
Do you know whether Amber was wearing any makeup for a photo shoot?
I'm not sure the part that I saw, she was in and out of the water.
Do you know?
So, my apologies, but I have to be up very early tomorrow at like fucking 9:30 to do a stupid ass fucking Twitch drop for my Overwatch 2 beta, and then they definitely denied me, I think, just so they can force me to do that. And I really don't like what Blizzard's doing here, or Twitch, but you know, it's their prerogative, not mine. So I'm kind of forced to do something I really don't wish to do, which is well, they're supposed to be better to do this on my cell phone, which is go and sit in a Twitch video for 4 hours to watch some other streamer, even though I'm a streamer. And yeah, to get in my Overwatch 2 beta, and I really care to be in that beta, so I'm going to go to work. I'm going to sleep like 3 hours earlier tonight. Yeah, and it's already like basically 10, so I'd like to go to bed early tonight, and that means like shutting down early, which I'm really not happy about, but there's nothing I can do. I mean, looking at my registered address with Battle.net, I don't see proof that I'm in this beta at all, and it essentially starts tomorrow with like in 12 hours, so you know, I guess I have to watch the Twitch beta like at 10 a.m. so that means like right, calendar wise I'm okay. I don't have anything tomorrow, but I do have to get up. I'm gonna set my clock now. I have to get up at like fucking 10 and the fucking like 9 fucking 30. Yeah, like 9 fucking 30. I have to go to bed so fucking early. It's so annoying. But whatever, I can't really do anything about that. Yeah, like 9:30 in the morning, there we go. So it's just, you know, 11 hours from now. I'd like to get a good long sleep before this long day on Overwatch 2 tomorrow, if I even get in, which pisses me off a little bit, you know. I mean, I guess it would behoove me to come into this BNet and take a look at the Overwatch 2 beta thing and see... oh, now live PvP beta is official. Check out the new hero. It's live already, yeah. Back, how do I know if I'm selected to PC player? Select the person will receive a welcome email from the Overwatch team with instructions on how to gain access to the build. Starting 11 a.m., we'll begin rolling out beta access to selected participants. While players selected initially should all receive access on the first day. May extend the invitation to more players at later periods in this test. How can I opt in? You can learn more about this, but I did not receive an email from them. I opted in like 5 months ago, but they don't care about me, so... Right. Details below. Right. Twitch shows the sub launch to the doing a specific Overwatch 2 streams during very limited time access. And limited, we can see April 27th. That is tomorrow at 10 a.m. PT. It lasts till 6 p.m. PT. Viewers will need to tune in to watch a select group of streamers broadcasting the Overwatch PvP beta under the Overwatch category. You'll be eligible for Twitch drops after watching any participating channel for 4 hours. Jesus Christ. Your watch time will accrue no matter what stream you're watching from the list below. So in the morning I have to get up and I have to watch, like, my favorite Overwatch streamer is of course Stylosa, but I don't know, there's a bunch, I don't know who any of these people are, but yeah, Stylosa, right, yeah, and so Stylosa is offline, but he'll be online tomorrow, and yep, to link your BNet and Twitch account. Log in using the Battle.net account that you sync with the Twitch host. Click the Overwatch icon. Look at the top of the launcher homepage. Navigate to the game version drop down menu. Located at the bottom left of the Overwatch game page. Select Overwatch 2. Take a bit of style. Press the play button to start. Even when you redeem a Twitch, you will need to install the game version on the Battle.net. Here are the downloads for those who gain access, right? So, according to this, and I do want to double check this, over in games, under Overwatch, there will be like an option to Overwatch, right? Yeah, the Overwatch Live, yeah, right here there'll be an option to put the PvP beta in. So I do have an annoying ass day tomorrow that I wasn't really planning on, and I'm not happy about. And I realize that, as you know, you guys as an audience are probably not that happy with this, but I mean, I don't know, I can't really do anything about this. If I want content for the next couple of days, there's been a dearth of bad gaming and bad games over this last like couple of months. I thought when I'm going into this that Rust was going to carry my interest for a really long time, but I really do need other games to fill this gap. You know, I've been, yeah, there's a limited supply, so if I want the Twitch drop thing, I have to be up at 10 a.m. to watch stupid ass like Twitch streams for 4 fucking hours. I mean, I guess I'll just run like, you know, I'll run like 2 fucking level 4s or something, and while I just watch like Stylosa, and you know, there's not much I can do about that. And hopefully I'll get in my Overwatch 2 beta fucking, you know, that way, even though I signed up pretty much the day it started. So I don't know, and that's that, and that's why I'm just sort of waffling as I head towards signing out right now. I'm going to take a sleeping pill very early today, and I'm going to go to bed early today and really sleep like all night until 9:30 in the morning, which is only about 11 hours from now. And I apologize for doing this to you guys. I am gonna end the stream here early. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you later. This is Twitch, but I want